Is that a cookie or is that meat? I could not tell.
No, that is not a cookie. That is State of the Realm. Welcome, everyone. This week, we're going to be talking about patch 7.4's story. It's our turning point as we lead towards patch 8.0 and also the finale of the Arcadian. Did it end as good as it started and as it went in the middle? Guess we'll find out in this show. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Happy, and of course, joining me is Sly. How you doing, Sly?
Hi. And
Hi.
Yes, Jesse, to answer your question, this is bourbon glazed beef jerky. It's not a cookie.
It looked delicious, whatever it was. It's just that
It is.
I think I just have weak teeth. When I chew jerky, especially like jerky, not like, like a Slim Jim. When I chew jerky, I'm doing like a let's go. You went.
That's because
Like
good
it was
jerky
nothing.
just
And
melts
so I
in your
thought
mouth.
I thought it was like a cookie or some sort of like snack thing. And you're like, no, it's jerky, which huge fan of jerky. You just were like, no, we're good. I was like, whoa, what was that? Yeah, I got weak teeth, is what I've learned. My jaw game, trash.
We also have our guest,
Oh,
Jesse,
yeah, and by
on
the way,
show.
Jesse's here.
In case you hadn't figured it out from the intro with the cookie. No, Jesse, that's still one of the funniest ways we ever started the show is I said, all right, I'm starting. And then the moment I went to start, Sly just goes, oh, fuck you. Sorry.
It was when, I think it was when, like, what, my
collector's
Heaven's Ward
edition.
got here.
Yeah.
My Heaven's Ward Collector's Edition, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because UPS was shit back in the day, and they still are, kind of.
Hi, Jesse. How you doing?
Hello,
Hi,
everyone. Yeah, happy to be back. Thanks for having me, gang.
No, I'm happy. We've already been over this.
God. Look, I just went to the ABC store today. I had to refill on my JTS Brown, so let's go ahead and get this party started.
Oh, is that Malort?
All right.
No, that's JTS
No.
Brown. You literally said
JTS
what it was. This is a day full of you literally say a thing, and I'm like, what is that? What? I've chosen not to listen. What is that?
That's like most of streaming. Honestly, I just blame chat because chat does it, and then we just reciprocate it.
All the fucking time.
Yeah.
Our chat is like our children who just don't listen to us. We're horrible parents.
No,
we would be
that's my
shit
cats.
parents. Oh,
That-
that too.
Yeah, that's my cats that do that, as is abundantly clear from the tub of fluff back here that has immediately decided to be involved in all of this. Well, how's your holidays, guys? How's your Christmas?
Okay.
Good.
Stuff.
Filled,
Yeah.
filled with meat and
Meat's good.
meat and violence.
Honestly,
PvP. I just
yeah.
did a bunch of PvP. That was it. Yeah, so meat and violence and eggnog and some bourbon too.
Yeah, you got like a whole background there, like looking great.
It's just tree. It's just tree.
Yeah, but
there's
it's
another
festive.
tree right there. You can't really see it. No, you can see like a light from that tree right there. Yeah,
but it's
tree.
like it's festive and fun, and then happy. Great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in the middle of moving, so like I would expect less.
That's no excuse.
There's a bed
That's
back
no
there that's not
excuse.
going anywhere. That bed's not. I'm not putting the tree on top of the bed. Shockingly enough, that's not part of the game plan that I can wholeheartedly confirm. Well, thanks for of course getting together, guys. I know it's a holiday, so I wasn't sure if anyone would be busy. So I know it's the day after, but it's still the holiday weekend. Just saying.
The whole point is not to be busy. I don't want to be busy with anything.
That's fine.
Right.
I want all the free time to sit and talk about Final Fantasy. That's a win for me. I'm like, yeah, all right, sure.
Yeah, well, that's going to be the show. We're going to be just talking about patch 7.4 story. We kept from discussing any of it last week. Just not even an inkling of a hint of anything that was going on.
Man, the mental gymnastics we had to go through to fucking tap dance around fucking saying any kind of name or anything alluding to anything it always is really difficult to do a non-spoiler show. So now we can talk about it.
Yeah. Before we do, quick shout out. Thank you to the sponsors over on Patreon. We don't have anything locked behind our Patreon, but we do have supporters over there. And if you enjoy the content, it's always an option. But thanks to them, because it's just a little bit extra, and it's just we do this because we like to do it. And it's something a little bit extra. I'm just grateful. Okay, that's it. So with that, chat already beating me to the punch. I think there's one bit of lore that we need to get out of the way and we need to theorize about. That's very, very important. And we have to do it in honor of the loss of this character and that of the level 1. This thing has had its own like lore injunction over the past month or so that this thing has been around. Did you guys see much about this? Involve yourself much with this?
I didn't involve myself much with it. I did get sent there numerous times where people were like, oh, show it to chat. And I was like, okay. So I'd head to Dragon Head and like fly up north. With that all said, I wasn't like in it, but I did have a dream one night just to show you how lame my dreams are. I had a dream, and in that dream I was editing a video. That's how lame my dreams are. I was editing a video, but the video is a thing that I genuinely feel like someone should do. I have not the talent for this, but I was editing a machinima video, and the machinima video was of a party of random people. It was a dream, so I couldn't tell you specifics, but a party who was like fighting Behemoth, and they're getting their ass kicked, and then right before one of them's about to die, it like hits us with and they say that a hero, and level 1 runs in and knocks the Behemoth off a cliff. And one of the and I was like, that's the best dream I've ever had of a video I would have created, but definitely didn't. And it's up there now. It's permanently up here, but it also, I'm not going to make that. I don't have the time for that. But in the dream, that was a banger, and I was so happy. But yeah, that's my only connection was one dream I had, but the fact that I had a dream about it says how much I read about it and how much fan art I saw and how much stuff was involved with people being like really excited about this bug, basically.
I think you might be more involved than anyone after hearing that.
Yeah. Okay, so before I go into my involvement with level 1, question: what did you do or eat before you went to sleep that night? Like,
had to be lactose of some kind.
I will say the only times I don't dream a lot, but when I do dream, it's did I have pizza before bed?
Jeez.
Every time without fail, pizza dreams are the like most in-depth. I remember them completely. Any other dream I'll forget immediately after waking up. But if I had sauce plus bread plus cheese, I am vivid dreaming. I don't know what it is. I looked it up one time, and I think the combination of the cheese and something of the tomato like really makes your mind work overtime. And I was like, oh, all right.
You're not incorrect. Lactose does have known effects on dream retention.
For me, it's meat. Like if I eat like any kind of heavy meat, like my dreams are so vivid. I remember because it was late, I had like a steak, just a whole ass steak, and just passed out, and then I had like this, Beverly Hills Cop style dream with me and my partner was for some reason a VTuber.
Well, of course,
and
right?
Yeah.
How does that work? Who drives? I guess you. It'd be really weird if they were the one driving, I suppose.
Well, I would imagine they'd be it weren't just a little screen, right? They were like an actual VTuber, like hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they could have drove.
I like to imagine that it's not like a VR chat avatar, that it's more like like every time you look at them, you're just 2D seeing them from the front, and you can never see them from. It's like a,
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's how I imagine it at the very least. Now, onto your level 1 experience.
So, yeah, my level 1 experience, I never really got the chance to go, but everybody's like, Slide, have you heard about the vigils? I'm like, what do you mean vigils?
Vigils.
Like, yeah, like people are making vigils for level 1. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I think because I think because it like still everyone thought they were going to patch it out in the before patch. And the fact that it stayed, people were like, "Oh!" And because when they thought they were going to patch it out, there was so much art of like the level 1 going to heaven and meeting the grapes. You know what I mean? There was like a lot of that happening. And then when it was there, everyone's like, "Yay!" And then that kind of petered off, I think, because people just assumed it was going to be there forever now. And then it was just patched out, and now people are like, "No, we were so close." It's very funny to watch.
Yeah, it's certainly been something.
So you know what this means? We're essentially creating new deities within 14. We're not like the 12. No, it's more. I mean, it's going to eventually get up there, maybe, but yeah, not really a primal. But it like we have Sky Bear, we have Smooth Rock.
Oh, a pantheon.
Yeah.
That's the word you're looking for.
Yeah, a pantheon. Yeah,
a meme pantheon.
We need a new one. Yeah, just a whole new pantheon of deities. When you log in now, it's like, what are you? Level 1? What are you? Smooth Rock? Like, what
Smooth
are
Rock?
you? Yeah.
Sky Bear?
Yeah.
Grapes?
Yeah. That's
Poly Grapes? Is that what you are? Yeah,
I'm
I
grapes.
love that. Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves grapes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it's interesting. Now I'm imagining them all sitting around like with their hands on the chairs, like, you know, just judging like ultra large versions of them, and they're just puny human.
I definitely think we need that. Someone out there needs to remake the 12 as all the memes. And that's who you are now. If you were Ralgar, nope. Now you're this thing. And it's like, okay, we need that as a community to move forward from this dark time.
Boxman, but Boxman still exists. Like, he's still here.
Boxman's just a meme to me. He's not part of the pantheon.
Yeah.
I can't give Boxman credit for that. I did a whole, Jesse, I don't know if you know this, back in the day, I did an entire video about an NPC that just stands around holding a box, and I like researched the lore of that NPC, just like, what does this man do? He never puts the box down.
Has that changed? Has he finally done it,
No,
or
he's
is he still there to this day?
He's still there to this day.
It's kind of like the NPC in Idleshire who was hanging off the ledge for 5 months.
Sure.
Just begging for his life. Please help somebody.
Yes. Speaking of, in this expansion, we got one of those. I was like, look at that guy. Someone help him. He's like, no, I'm good. It's all right. I'm like, okay, man. Whatever you say.
Yeah, it's certainly a decision to make an NPC perpetually 1 moment away from death, but for 5 months. I'm pretty sure that's called purgatory, but for him, that's Tuesday. That's reset day. That's it. Yeah, my experience, I went there the other night and killed a few of them and made a YouTube short out of it. So that's my overall experience.
You brute.
Listen, I killed 2 of them right next to each other. They died exactly as they would have wanted to, together.
It's almost like you're trying to push buttons, man. Trying to make a statement. What are you trying? What's up with you? What are you trying to do? I thought you were happy.
Yeah, I was when I killed them. I right-clicked them and hit them with my fishing rod, and down they went.
With their fishing rod? That's rude.
Fishing rod. Oh, no,
rod?
Wait. Were you Glenn as a fisher and then something else, or?
I mean, I mean, to be fair, the gathering gear looks like combat gear, so it might as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. Yeah, that was my experience. I got a picture with them first.
Oh, well, that's fine then.
Oh yeah. Like the hunter taking a picture before and after. Yeah. Here's this buck I'm about to kill. Bam. Here he is. Hey, how you doing? Yeah.
I got him.
I got him.
Hit him with a selfie stick while you're out hunting. It's a selfie stick and a scope. All right. Well, yeah, level 1 is interesting just because, like, if everything happening, like, in my overall opinion, it was really a good story patch. I'm really excited for stuff to come, but level 1 just, like, overshadowed everything. It's like this expansion, it's like Yan overshadows everything, and then level 1, people just really like a quadrupedal fauna out in the middle of the world. Just they are just taking over Dawn Trail more than the actual 7.0 MSQ, it feels like.
Yeah. A little bit. A tad.
A little
The
bit.
people, it's a community game. The people love to latch onto a thing and
Never let it die.
just beat that horse to death. If there's
Well,
one
it's an
thing I've
antelope.
learned,
Like
It's an antelope this time,
Yeah.
but I beat that antelope to death. But yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
it's one of the things I've learned is if there's one meme in 14, by the time it hits Reddit, you will see so much stuff about it. People will jump on that bandwagon and just drive it home that like this is the thing we care about right now. It's like, okay, all right.
I don't want
I'm
you
in.
talking about anything else. Patch, story, don't care. We're talking about
Yeah.
this. Well, yeah, so that was interesting. It's gone now, but,
Yeah.
it's...
But never
it will,
forgotten.
It will be, honestly, it'll probably be in a goodie bag. Not at this fan fest, but maybe at, like, the 9.0 fan fest. They're just going to... They did that with the grapes. They stuck the grapes in like, the fan fest.
We never
bag.
got Skybear, though. We never got Skybear.
Skybear didn't matter enough to them. The game didn't matter
yeah.
enough as a whole. Skybear was so short-lived, but they'll be remembered. It's fine. Then we come to the actual patch 7.4. I already said that I thought this was an excellent story patch. Before we get into the specifics, overview, I guess TLDR review from both of you before we get into it.
Would you like to go first? Oh, a meh.
Meh. I mean, I said it last week, kind of dancing around it, but usually this is the patch that kind of leads into, where are we going next, right? And we really didn't get those breadcrumbs. And I'm still questioning, I mean, we know the who, we did get the who, yeah, but the where, like, I'm more interested in the where than anything when it comes to these patches. And we didn't get that. We didn't get that with the main story. And then like we'll get to Arcadian, but Arcadian just fucked it up in the end, in my opinion. They dropped the fucking ball. We'll talk about it.
Jesse?
I loved it. I had a great time. It felt like I was writing some things. I do have issues with the end of Arcadian, and we can get into that. But like, the MSQ, while playing it, I was like, did I write this? Because at one point I was like, if we're gonna do this, I could just use like a ton of Lalafell. Like, where's the city of just all Lalafells? When's that gonna happen? And I was like, what? And then like every time I was like, what about this thing? And then it would just happen. I don't know if I tapped into the Matrix code, but I was like, dude, this is all I want. With that said, I wasn't particularly concerned about like a direction, because I know they'll probably dump that on us. And here's my thought. While I was going through it, I had the exact same thought of like, they're not really giving us exactly where we're going or like what the next phase is. We're getting little tidbits, and the fact that at the end they're like, I do know something about that key you possess. Anyway, see you in 4 months. I was like, you sons of bitches. Like, I knew what they were doing. But with that said, also I think what's happening is because where we're going to go is going to be kind of like a left turn into something. They're saving all of that because FanFest, I assume, is going to be before 0.5. And that's
schedule wise, it should be 2 weeks before.
So we're going to get a like, here's a trailer. This is the new content. This is where we're going. And that's going to be 0.5. So if it's going to be like, we're going to do a thing, they're not going to reveal it yet with a 0.4 of like where we're going. So I'll like let them have that. But I am with you, Slide. Like, I would love some clarity on some things because we're definitely doing like a holding pattern. But with that said, it held firm for me. Everything about this, the writing, the voice acting, like there's one voice that I'm sure everyone wants to talk about, but like there was everything about it. Like even the people who in my chat are constantly just being like the worst Wuk Lamont hater in the world. Like All the dialogue was great. All the line reads. I was loving everything about this. I was absolutely vibing with this patch. I think they nailed it on like a, oh no, it feels like we're back again. Like I had that like, oh, okay. We're doing a thing now. We're starting a thing. Let's have fun. So I was enjoying myself tremendously. But yeah, even then, people were still like, question. It's like patience, children.
Yeah, I
find it ironic. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I want to put this out there. At the end of 7.4, we also, 7.4. At the end of 4.4, we had no idea what was going on for Shadowbringers. We had a voice and we had our friends passing out and unexplainably just falling out of consciousness. That is all we had. The only other thing we had was, who we didn't know at the time was for sure Gaius showing up as well. So we really had no idea in 4.4, and that led into Shadowbringers, which many would agree ends up being the best expansion story-wise, depending on your preference of that and Walker, etc.
Was 4.4 Gimlet? No, that wasn't Gimlet Dark.
It was the Burn.
Yeah, 4.5 is Gimlet Dark. That's the last hurrah through that.
Yeah,
which I loved. I mean, like, you're totally right that there's this kind of like, I think because we were building up. Like, in the mind of people who've played recently.
Yeah.
5.3 was a period. 5.4 was clearly we are doing a thing and we're starting a thing and we're going. And then
that's what I loved.
Yeah, and then 6. All of them was its own story. So we didn't have that experience for a while. So now jumping back into it, I think there's the expectation it's going to be more like it was in 5. But this is probably returning more like it was in 4 and 3. And stuff like that. We're just like, we don't really know what we're doing yet. I'm fine with it. But again, because there's so much, I would love it if we had a hint of like anything.
Yeah.
Mostly for the glams. I gotta be honest. I'm planning my whole glam based on what we do. And I have no knowledge of what we're doing. So like, what am I supposed to do here? So I'm in a temp glam situation, which is never good.
Yeah, I mean, that's harder than ever now. Easier
Again,
than
I find
ever,
it
but harder
ironic.
than ever.
I find it ironic that, like, the both of you are kind of okay with the story, and I'm like, meh. And the two of you are Lalas, and I'm just like normal fucking, well, not even here anymore.
There's
I'm
your
Bunbury,
problem.
But
Yeah, you should fix that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, my caster in my raid says I should too, but like, no. So,
oh, well, now you put it like that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going back to plain Jane here in 8.0. So
my only complaint from this expansion or patch is there's that scene where you play as Krile, which by the way was badass playing as Krile. I'm glad we got to. When it then brings in your character and switches back to you playing, I would have loved if they just said, screw it, you're still playing Krile. And we got to see our character do a thing as we played Krile. I don't know why they would do that, but I just love the idea of like, no, you're still Krile for this moment, and you're still going to be a badass, but we're going to like, your character's going to come in and help fight, but it's like, you're still playing Krile. I would have loved that. That would have been very fun for me. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I was a big fan. This felt very much like a direction that was needed. I think as we start diving into more of the specifics, I think the introduction to the patch story was actually very, very important. Not in the context of the actual story or developing it, but the actual goodbye to several characters I felt was much needed. Like, they really needed to tell people, like, no, like, we get it. Even if you don't like Wookalot, like, we're leaving, all right? Like, we get it, all right? She's saying goodbye, and then we're moving on. Like, I was like, oh, this is a really nice scene. I really like that they're doing this, and it's full circle from everything, and it's got this, like, it's this really good character moment. But I also, in the back of my head, was like, someone out there is seething right now. There's just somebody out there is just losing their mind. I'm like, no, this is a good character moment, and it's letting people know, no, like, we're actually leaving it behind. Like, there's very rarely such a definitive we're fully leaving this behind moment.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
and it
even the bit where the twins are like, we're going to go back to Garlemald. I was like, they should
Yeah.
have been there the entire time. Thank God. Like
Yeah.
those kinds of moments, I'm glad they did them. I'm thrilled that they are sending everyone kind of off to the wind again. We can pull them in for various adventures whenever. But like it should have been that way to begin with. I think we talked about this before, where I'm definitely insistent on the fact that like a lot of the characters we didn't need this expansion. And so now that they're all off to the wind again, I'm fine with we're doing one thing and it requires this and we're going to go off on an adventure. And if we meet new characters, great. If we only have a few characters, great. But I love the idea that like we don't need to bring all 8 together. Like we don't need every damn Scion there all the time for it should be a different beast now. So I'm hoping that wherever we end up, like there's plenty of characters in this game. Bring in some of the beast squad. Let them have some time to shine. Like do some fun things. Let's meet some new wacky, there's tons of favorites. I'm here for it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. And it actually gave that it very much felt like we heard you want something because they wasted no time trying to make us care about a lot of the new characters and making sure they were very, very likable immediately.
Yeah, I'm super interested in, and this is probably a question for like a media tour thing, but I don't know that they ever share it. This feels like one of those Stonewall things where if you ask them, they would be like, no. What was the plan? Because this could be one of those things where this was the plan the entire time. People just freaked out for no damn reason. You know what I mean? Like, because it's so long, it could have always been a lease situation, and it was going to be a one and done for a lot of these characters. Or it could have been they genuinely were like, no, they're coming with us forever. And the audience was like, no. And they were like, oh boy, we're scrambling. I would love to know what the behind the scenes of the storytelling stuff was. They'll never share that. It'll be like 20 years before some guy's like, let me tell you a story. It seems very questionable. But with that said, like, I think they're nailing it right now. And I hope it continues. But man, I would love to know the background. I would love to know what choices they made when they decided to make changes. Because even at the last media tour, out the gate, that man was like, Yoshida's like, we're going to do some things. And you may like it, and you may hate it. Like, they said that to begin with. And that was the thing he came out, and he's like, and based on that, we'll see where we go. And I wonder how much is based on that now, or where we're headed and changes that. Because this could have been the thing they were going to do the entire... Like, I genuinely don't know. But I would love an answer. I just know we won't get one.
Probably not. No. Now, with that being said, the actual context of the plot that we got, just so for some background for anyone who maybe doesn't keep up with the story but still likes to listen to these kind of things, we basically say goodbye to Tuliolal itself. We get a nice little goodbye scene, and then we pretty much are immediately into dealing more with the ninth, learning more about the ninth, trying to find more surviving people on the ninth, which is an interesting precedent. It's not really new if you think about the way we kind of learned about the Void in a sense. So it does actually kind of feel like another treading of, hey, we don't really understand the shard. It's going to completely annihilated. We don't really understand its how it's put together, its ecosystems. Are there, how many survivors there are? Are there factions? Is there anything that we need to learn? And we did that, but this felt a lot less like, how do I say it? A lot less thrown together than the Void series. Like, the Void series just felt like a whole bunch of stuff that we kind of had some inkling of, and then they just kind of like stuck Final Fantasy IV stuff into it. Whereas this was like a payoff to something that I think we all discussed being disappointed about it in 7.0, with Kryl kind of being left in the dust and just getting about 5 minutes of, hey, I remember, guys, I came for a reason to do the whole Dawn Trail thing. I'd say, oh, bye, Mom and Dad. Nice seeing you, I guess. Graha, thanks for swallowing that ice cream. That was great. Love that. And then So it was not only an exploration of the ninth, but it dives into lore that interconnects to other parts. It interconnects to the key. It interconnects to the variant dungeon that we were introduced back in 6.x, and that of Alo Alo, where the Malalas actually come from. And then it starts to dig into the history of how they even got to the ninth. And like there's a lot more interconnectedness than what felt like just basically like a filler arc in that of the Void series.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that it was way more interesting getting to see, like, also Mistweek. The way they use the dungeon to add scale to like scope and environment to the ninth, very well executed.
That's the first comment I had while running that dungeon was like, we need more like this.
Yeah.
Where it's expanding the world, we're running through, and part of the town's the dungeon. All that's so, I love that. It reminded me of, you know, when you do the first dungeon in Shadowbringers, or when you're going, like, when you do the dungeons where you're fighting a battle at the end of Stormblood. Like, those types of things. I love that. Like, Gimlet Dark's one of my favorites because it literally is like, yo, we're doing a thing. All the characters are going to be there. We're going to have everyone involved. Those kind of moments, I'm absolutely here for. And to have that in this dungeon where it's like, we're going to go through and we're going to go to Treno and we're going to experience the whole, like, oh, that mine we talk about when we're in town, you're going to run through there. You're going to see all the different things. Big fan of that. More of that, please. I love that level of storytelling where it's like, it's not going to be climb this mountain and fight a boss at the top, or go on this river ride and fight a boss at the end. There's like a reason for doing it rather than, well, it's time to do the dungeon.
Yeah, it's level 91, so we needed a reason for you to run a dungeon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this worked really well. I was impressed.
I kind of felt like they tried to do that with the Fell Court of Troya, but
yes.
it was kind of half-assed. It's kind of half-assed. This was full ass. I feel like this was full ass. Like they went in with like their whole ass on this one. So yeah, I'm kind of glad that they took the extra effort with Mistweek.
Especially since the last couple of dungeons have literally been, hello, I'm going to monotonely tell you a story and have stuff appear on screen.
I'm glad you yeah.
The last couple have been the exact same vibe of like flashback dungeon. Yes, yeah. It's like, look, this is cool. I like that you're giving us a little bit of story, but they're the exact, like, literally we're just running the same kind of thing over and over again.
I mean, more literally than you may even mean. Like, remember, we actually had a dungeon called Alexandria that was a flashback of Alexandria. We then went to the castle in reality, ran through the castle of Alexandria, and then all of the holograms in 7.3 in Mesotar are just parts of Alexandria.
Yeah. And I was like, all right. But with that said, I'm glad that, they filled in stuff, which I think is probably the only way they can do that kind of storytelling, is filling it in. But I would rather it be less, I'm going to explain a thing to you, and more, we're seeing it. Oh, this is cool. You know what I mean? Like, we're there. We're doing, which is why I liked the fact that this dungeon was like, you're running to the town, you get to the town, you fight stuff in the town, Lalafels are helping you in the town, and then afterwards, you're still in that town, story is happening in the place where the dungeon took place. Like, that's great. More of that, please.
Yes, absolutely. And, I'll also say this, Mistweek, it didn't miss its opportunity to be a Final Fantasy IX reference, because anyone recognizes immediately where the first part of that dungeon takes place. And that actually sets up the geography to be very identical again to the way that Final Fantasy IX's geography ends up working out, where Alexandria is missing, where the cave entrance is, what the cave is, how close it is to Treno. All of that acts in itself as a reference that if you don't get it, it doesn't matter. It's okay if you don't know the geography of Final Fantasy IX.
But if you do, you're geeking out like shit.
But if you do, you understand. You're like, wow, no, they did and not to mention the remix of the battle theme as the theme for I will say this with Mistweek, I love that they used that remix of Final Fantasy IX's theme. I'm not a huge 9 fan, but it was a really great, setting. It was really a great song to use as a setting for the music. Unfortunately, it was met with a bit of a problem because the bosses all have the very Tuliolal sounding theme. And the dungeon itself it felt like the dungeon music was like, hey, we're going forward and like we're going to use this as a reference and we're exploring the night. But then the music took me back to like, that's right, I'm in Dawn Trail in a sense, you know? So a bit of a juxtaposition, not anything major. It's not the end of the world, but you know, it's one of those cases where you're like, you could just leave the dungeon music going the whole time. You don't need boss music, or you could have used new boss music, but they saved that for Doom Train. So they were like, we've already made this decision. It's too late. Can't go back. Yeah. So Mistwake, excellent from a storytelling perspective, really gives you a good scope of the things they're doing, but also Treno itself is done significantly differently from Final Fantasy IX. There's a few references here or there, but it is a Malala city of resistance, very similar to Alexandria. Used similar technology to what Alexandria did, learned from the people before Alexandria. And another big thing is them actually not having any idea what happened to Alexandria over these last, like, however many years, because as far as they know, it disappeared when they used the key, and that was the end of it. And they had no idea of anything else. I didn't even think about that until this NPC started talking about it.
Sure. Yeah. It was very funny that the explanation in game as to why it's only Lalafels, or the Malala, is so like all the tall people ran away to Alexandria. And I was like, all right, I'll allow it. It works for me because they're all cowards, as we know. Tall people, cowards. We figured that out. The smalls, bravest of all. Fact.
Sure. Okay.
See, Sly agrees. He said, sure.
You keep telling that.
Yeah.
Keep telling that to yourself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know.
I mean, that's what the characters told us, realistically. I mean, that's basically what they said verbatim.
That's canonical. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, so to be more specific for anyone listening who may not have been paying attention, Treno is basically where the Malalas effectively, they ended up when they came from the source. And so they have a sense of, it's basically like home away from home. They explain how kind of their earlier like ancestors, I guess this not even that long ago, but the people who first moved there, they always had the intention of going back to Alo Alo if they could ever maintain it. They could just never. Yeah,
they just fled the literal frozen planet. Yeah,
and they just have a strong sense of like being where they feel like they belong. You know, they don't like to. They're not nomads. They don't want to move around a bunch. When they feel like they're in a place of comfort, they want to stay there. And you know what? Given how I feel getting out of bed in the morning, and I just want to be right there the whole time, I get it. You know, they just feel an immense amount of loyalty to the city, and it clearly worked. When I got to Treno and I saw that there were people, obviously we knew that from the patch, but I thought maybe there was like a couple of people there, not that it was like a city that actually had like a population and everything.
They all have Lala doors, dude. It's great.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Which is really funny because they have to explain how they had to redo the architecture to make.
Yep.
to actually
I had that question. Well, I had the exact question I saw everybody. I'm like, okay, but you know, why are the buildings so big if y'all are so small? And like,
and then they went into it.
They did at some point, because I was running around and I noticed that all the Lala stuff is a little further out. I'm like,
yeah,
weird. And then they mentioned it in like scripting of like, yeah, no, so we just showed up late and we moved in, but we were on the outskirts of town. And I was like, okay, they're explaining this. I love this. And also just for storytelling purposes, the reason why they're like only Lala are left and we stayed here because, you know, it literally is to serve as like the juxtaposition of Kryl being like, is this my home?
Yes.
Or is it Theris my home? And so like, all right, it checks out. But it was, yeah, they did a really good job of being like, we're going to set up this plot point and Kryl's going to have a little moment. And then we're going to see what the future holds. And I was like, okay, I'm here for this.
Yeah. I felt like it all worked well. Now, while we're in Treno, we get introduced to a handful of characters, two of which immediately make you understand why Alphino and Alice had to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are new twins.
I think they're voiced by the same people,
brother-sister
too.
dynamic.
Yeah.
I think they're voiced by the same people also, like, I think it's Alphino and Alice's voice actors.
No
as well.
way. No
I can't.
way.
I never really paid attention to it that much to kind of like make that.
I think it is.
Reference, but
We'll need official credits, so it's not confirmed. But it maybe I was just like projecting onto them, and I was just like, yeah, that's the same people.
maybe I need to hear Alphino say "hit it harder."
I don't want to hear
Hit
it.
it harder.
No way are they the same. That would be hilarious if it was, but I don't believe that for a minute.
Yeah.
It'd be really funny. But
It would
no,
be
yeah,
good.
we get a city full of Lalafels, and I think my at least my chat's first reaction, my chat had 2 reactions within 5 minutes. It was burn the whole place down and never mind, I love this place.
It's
Yeah,
great.
there are usually 2. Yeah, 2 schools of thought.
They gave us 2 things we desperately needed. Some like really charming side characters and old ass Lalafels. If I don't have the ability to make little JC an old man and like 8.0, I'm gonna push for it for 9. I need it. I need all the wrinkles.
Wait, you've
I mean,
never
is that
seen
like
an
wor-
old Lalafell?
I was gonna say, was that like
No.
reverse Botox? Like you just want can you please wrinkle my skin for me,
I need wrinkles.
esthetician?
I need so many wrinkles. Yeah, I don't. We've seen Lalafels that have white beards, but they still look like babies. Meanwhile, we got this old ass Lalafell. I was like, I love this. I love this lady.
You haven't been to the studium? There are some old ass Lalafells in the studium.
With the actual like facial wrinkles.
Wrinkles? Yes.
I don't remember that at all. Well, I love that.
Wait. Here's the reason why. It was part of the crafter adder quest. So there you go.
I've done those, so I feel like I should be able to go
You
back.
should
and
remember.
Look.
Yeah, you should remember one of them. One of them was like in charge of. I forget which one.
So what you're
but
saying is the tech is here. I can.
Yes.
Yoshida was my old man. I need this. I want the wrinkles. Oh my god, I'm excited. That's what I want.
It's gonna be even funnier because you could be an old man with wrinkles, and if you get the carrying on the shoulder, it's like carrying an old man.
Please take me to battle. Thank you. Oh man, that's my dream. Oh, the older I'll change his hair. Oh, the older the better. That's what I want.
The older the better. That's the quote. That's the name of the show. The older the better.
So I like my Lalas.
Jesse's like this, and Sly's like.
You don't even play Lala. You don't care about it. You don't know the struggles of having to be eternally youthful. I want to be old.
However will we cope with
Decrepit.
this? However will we cope with this, Jesse?
I want to be a little tiny raisin of a man. That's what I want.
No grapes, only raisins.
Only raisin.
But yeah, we get some very expressive, and I'll also say this: not only were the characters fun and funny, they were also incredibly expressive. I felt like I was doing Hildebrand for a brief moment.
Hildebrand, yeah.
Which has actually always been a complaint. They always seem to beta test more expressive things in the Hildebrand quests, and then we think they'll do it more in the MSQ, and most of the time they don't.
They did it. If you did all of the role quests,
Yeah,
that was filled with animations I'd never seen before, and I was like, these quests are absolutely boring. But with that said, man, their animations were stunning. I wrote down so many notes of like, I'm going to use that in a future video. Yeah, no, that scene I need to use because that's really well animated. There's a ton of stuff they use. It's all hidden behind what is essentially like the goofiest role quest we've ever had. And I was like, ugh, okay. So, it was hit or miss, but the animations were amazing. And once I saw that, I was like, oh no. 8.0 is about to have some wild. The camera work that they did in this patch,
yes.
the animations like you're talking about, it's like another level when you look at the older stuff.
Oh yeah, even down to the really simple things. It's they clearly put what felt like, I hate to say more work, but it kind of feels like the right term for it. Like I don't want to say like they don't do enough. I don't want it to sound like it wasn't like they weren't doing enough before, but it's when you see this patch and then you see some of the other patch. I mean, honestly though, I guess I'll give 7.3 its credit. The horror scene definitely stands out as a place where they felt like they were starting to go. more in the expressive route, and watching Calyx panic. But, I'm not going to give him too much credit for making us a scared face.
Anything.
No, I like Calyx. I'll give him some credit for that, just not for him having a scared face and that being the end of it. Listen, I'll get into that in a little bit too. So Treno's introduction works really well to both expand the scope of the ninth and also kind of, you both said you'd feel like they're not taking us in a direction, but it felt like through both who they kept around and them diving more into the key, it felt like they were trying to tell us without telling us. Because of all the people that stuck around and of all the people that seem to claim that they're going to continue to stick around and will likely be a major companion in the next expansion, Y'shtola ain't going nowhere till she figures out what that key does and how it works and how she can become a shard hopping maniac.
You're right in that the focus is very clearly the key and us messing with that in the future. Absolutely. But beyond that, if you were to say, all right, and where does that lead us? We have no answers. I don't know if this is they could easily, there's a world in which if you did the 3 types of expansion, the budget expansion is we're just returning to all the places we've been in order to we're going back to the first, we're going to the 13th, in order to do key stuff to unlock things. There's another version where we're on other shards doing other things, learning about stuff. There's another version where we're in the north, or we go to Mrhappy, or there's so many different ways it could go. And the fact that we don't know anything about the actual, we do know that this key has a use and that it was used in the past, but is the sole purpose just going between reflections, or is there more to it? There's so little that we know. Best case scenario for me is the next expansion is the Indiana Jones quest to find out what this thing does. I would rather not have a character be I'm the old Lala Granny and I know everything about this and I'll just explain it to you. I'd rather have an expansion of we got to figure this out. What does this thing do? And I'd be totally fine if we went well, man, the key was used here at this thing. The key was used here at this thing. And it's all sort of we're following the footsteps of I don't know, whoever the Asm before us or whoever last used the key. These damn Malala were you. That kind of thing I'd be interested in because at least we'd get answers and we explore and we do things rather than it just be I told you what it is. Now go forth. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'm fine with an expansion of let's get let's Indiana Jones this shit. Let's go.
And I do think that's what's going to happen because I think we're still on the thing of Emmett basically having told us a bunch of stuff. We've been told pretty much by Yoshi P that Mrhappy, we'll do it at some point, but it's not next. It's said it for lack of a better term. And so that takes me to what of his other quotes apply. And some people looked at the specific locations. I'm just thinking he said some of the reflections may surprise you. And
sure.
so,
what do we have left? I mean, we have the 11th, the 8th.
I'd have to think about it to remember exactly where we haven't. I mean, we haven't been to most of them, but I don't remember which ones were rejoined. So
hilariously
most of them because they were rejoined.
Yeah, man. I always have a graph on my computer, and the one time, oh, never mind, I have it right here. This is so funny. Why do I have this? We have the 4th, the 8th, the 9th, which we now have, and the 11th. Right. Mm-hmm. So, and the rest of them are gone, except for the 13th and the 1st, which are doing their own thing. But really the 4th, the 8th, and the 11th, as far as we know, are chill and doing just fine, which I don't know what that means for us because they could do anything. You know what I mean? They literally could do anything.
And when they say winters, I'm but the 6th already went through the umbral calamity of ice. So, I mean,
yeah, well, they're rejoined, what? So they went through them realistically.
Yeah. So, winter what? Winter Soldier?
We'll get into that, yeah.
I am curious, because, they also mentioned, the frozen north, I think, is what he says in the cutscene. So, that could be a winter thing. I don't know. But one of the things that I think is interesting is that we got, if you, on the 1st, and you're overwhelmed by light, you become a weird monster. If you're on the 13th and you get overwhelmed by darkness, you become a weird monster. And if you're on the 9th and you get overwhelmed by lightning, you're like, you get sick and die. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. I'm curious if there's like a lightning creature you could become, or if it's just like, no, the lightning kills you. The end. Yeah, I have so many questions about, I don't know how you guys felt about this. I don't know if you thought about this or if it bugged you as much as it did me. The idea of us, the way we get into the 9th, for the longest time, I was trying to convince myself that the, oh my God, what is the name of the beautiful golden world that everyone
living
goes
world?
to?
Living memory.
Living memory.
Living memory. I was like, I was arguing with my chat during 7.0. I was like, no way living memory's part of the 9th. It makes no sense. What do you mean? They can walk to the top floor and they're on a different plane of existence? And that's literally what it was. And I was like, I don't understand how anything works anymore. I was like, what do you mean? Mm-hmm. We go to the top floor of a thing, we're in a different reality, and then we just hop on an airship and move? I was like, there should literally be, Y'shtola should be looking up that information. What do you mean the top floor of your building is another reality of existence?
Well, they did take the key and shut it down. They effectively, there was a gate open between both worlds, and then they used the key to shut it more so
I
than
get
anything
it.
else.
I was just so confused, like the concept, because then they're also adding in those people aren't alive. They're just programs. And I'm like, y'all, what are we doing? I don't know what is real. I don't know what's fake anymore. You're messing with me. Like now I get it and I know what they're going for. But if you would have told me that like the 7.0 did not express that to me well enough for me to understand what was happening. I was like, wait, so we're okay, sure. But still that seems like okay, Y'shtola, go figure that out. That seems like if we can just open a doorway like they're doing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff she wants to know. So that's right up her alley.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to get back to the first. She got someone who's waiting for her. She just wants to open a gate and walk through, and then into his arms.
That's honestly, that would be a great, like if they start phasing out some characters, solid Y'shtola ending. Like of her just being like, I'm gonna be here now. On the first, helping the people on the first. Come by and see me whenever you want. I'd be fine with that. I'd be like, if you're not going to start killing characters, and you've definitely tried to kill Y'shtola numerous times, fine, great. Let her have an ending. We'll move on.
She's supposed to be dying as we speak, don't forget. That's a plot line that has not come up in a very long time. She is literally burning her life energies away. Just to pretend to see. So... I think she's going to be a pretty important one going on for the next expansion. She's going to end up in the trailer, 100%. Oh, yeah.
In the trailer. It's happening. Yeah.
I want to see the Malalas in the trailer, though. I don't know why yet, but I want to see them there. I mean, honestly, they have a vested interest in helping us understand the key and everything, so it's not the most unrealistic thing, I suppose.
I don't think they're making it out of 0.5. I think they're going to be like, thanks for the help, man. See you later.
I think
they're definitely going to stay at Treno. They're going to be a thing, but it's nice to have new characters, and maybe they can do something with them. But it definitely feels like, no. They're not. We're not about to have, because one of them literally is like, I can't really move quick. Like
my legs don't work.
Arc. She's like, my legs don't work, and then she walks off, and I was like, what?
Well, she said they don't work well, not that they don't work at all. She just says it hurts.
Yeah, so she's like, so she's not going to be showing up to take Alice's spot. Alice is like, no, I'll jump off a cliff and go fight. Don't worry. Like, okay, kid, go get him.
It could be like Don Cheadle in Iron Man. They just get him some legs. Get him some of the metal legs. Just have Sid build her some ironwork legs.
If we're going to do that, there's a boy who is a hero sitting in a wheelchair back on,
I thought they were going to do it with him too.
My man needs a story. I need that arc to complete. And
Maybe he's okay with Fordola pushing him around the whole time. That's their thing.
And I'd be okay with that too if that's what they wanted to give us. But like, I also want that story. I want to go back to those characters again, even though they were like, no, we're all right. But I'd love to go back to them.
Well, while we're in Treno, we mostly just help around and learn a little bit. But we do get, of course, Doom Train, who was hilariously awesome in every regard. It is really more like it felt like the Realm Reborn Primal MacGuffin, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, it's like, there's this thing, it's happening, we got to deal with it. And that's kind of the end of it. As cool and fun as it is, it just kind of, it adds a little bit of life, but it's really there. It feels like it's there for the reference more than it is for, it's not like a super important story boss of any kind, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
I guess it also like adds to the world of the ninth, and it being like, basically we got a Snowpiercer situation over here. Well, this damn train travels the world and then just like attacks random stuff all the time. So you want to deal with that? And like, all right, cool. So I guess it like continues to give us more information on the ninth. But yeah, other than that, you're completely right. It comes, it goes, it's dead. You're like, all right, moving on.
We just needed to honestly flex on a whole nother shard. Like, listen, you don't know who I am yet, but you're about to. What's that? Something that's like a primal? Point me in that thing's direction. I'll show him what's for. But I mean, it still makes for great set piece, great scenes. Gives us that opportunity to play as Kryl, so it gives her an opportunity to, have her character moments and paint things that we can't paint because all the NPCs cheat when it comes to their skills versus our skills. I don't know why. She literally like, oh, there's people trapped over on that lamppost. I'll paint them balloons so they can fly away. I was like, I want to paint balloons. Why can't that be like my gap closer or something? Like, instead of the little splish splash, I just want to paint me some balloons. That's all I want. 99 red balloons. That's the name of the attack. They should just let me do that.
One of the reasons I assumed this was part of the plan the entire time is simply because we got that damn cinematic at the beginning when everyone was at FanFest, and we got to see like Kryl start summoning cutie pies, and one of them was a Spriggan, and I was like, I have not seen a damn summon Spriggan the entire game, not from Kryl, not from anyone. It better happen before and it did, and it happened, and it was great, and I loved it, and was like, okay, so was this like part of the deal? Like we were definitely always doing this, or is this reactionary? I don't know. Either way, it's weird that me enjoying a thing so much means it must potentially be a reaction to fans. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I love this. Was this always happening, or is this because they were like, we really gotta right this ship? Which I think is like a sucky attitude for me to have.
Yeah, like, a little bit. Yeah, all right. I mean, I just figured it was them. They were like, well, we're going to make the LB3 a Spriggan, so let's have her do the Spriggan in the thing. That's how I figured it was the whole time. Like, they knew the Spriggan was the LB. I don't think they did the other way around and said, have her paint a Spriggan, make the Spriggan the LB3. I think she was just, she was LB3ing. She was like, I'm just going to LB3 in the middle of town square. I hope no one gets hurt.
Yeah, she just like never, you know what I mean? She just never did anything like that in the game. And I was like, why are they showing us Kryl flexing and then nothing? And we finally got that moment. I was like, okay, all right. And again, it was flex. She was powerful. Watching her stomp guys, that one ability, like whatever that was, whatever the 3, I think was, just where everything died. I'm like, dude, what? Big fan of that.
Yeah, and I'm going to go on a side tangent. I was recently pondering what they could do job identity-wise for anything. And I was like, there's not really much in the way of like channel skills. There's no skills like that the player just regularly has access to. And honestly, I know it's a really simple thing, just press one button and then not be able to do anything for a few seconds, but to be able to move around and pulse AoE damage. But I was a demo lock in World of Warcraft, so I'm a Hellfire baby. And so, it's like, I'm perfectly okay with getting things like that. Those do make you feel powerful. Those make you feel unique compared to what other things do. So even little things like that make me go, are we going to be able to do that next expansion? Am I going to be able to pop that around me and then like fucking dash across a bunch of enemies on Picto in order to just pulse damage through them or something? Like, I'm down for that. So she got me a little excited when it came to using that skill. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But we get through all the stuff in Treno. And we come to the big, here we go, Mo. Where we see an Al-Ra in the distance carrying a doll, and we're like,
that's not a small.
Yeah, there's no tall people here. They're all cowards. Where? What are you doing here?
Those were my exact words. Like, that's not a small. What the fuck are you doing here?
That's what was so funny is I know it was supposed to be like, who's this mysterious woman? But like the fact that it was all Lalas and just one random tall person, you're like, hold up, that's suspicious. Like, was it? There was no like hiding at all. And the fact that she's like, I think they saw me. Like, lady, what are you talking about? You're 6 feet tall. Everyone else is short. What? Of course we saw you.
I think the first saw you. Shit. The hell?
Yeah, nothing was blocking your line of sight, lady. We all saw you.
What's hilarious is we are the only one who actually saw it. It's crazy that nobody was looking in that direction. We're just like, nobody's wondering about it. All right, whatever. I'll worry about it later. I guess good job, everyone. I guess that's fine. And then we get a hilarious, I'll call it, introduction scene to that character and to the doll that she's carrying. None other than the question everyone wanted to know: which Asians are involved? Because we knew they were, and it was just a matter of which of the remaining ones, and Mrhappy ended up being the answer for this particular batch, with the doll being none other than Sly's favorite character, Calyx, in his new body.
That is his best incarnation yet. It fits him so fucking perfectly. Oh my God, the plain Jane, like, deadpan face that it has, yeah, that's Calyx to a fucking T. That's what we should have seen. He should have got no smile, no little, just that doll.
Just Micah.
That would have been
doll.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's it. I love this introduction because much like when we first met Emmett, I'll say, they are so very clearly not the La Habrea. I'll even say our early impressions of Elidibus. They are very much not the I'm a Asian. Hi. Like, I'm an Asian. Hey. Yeah. And we all talk the same, and we're all like the exact same person. Even the early way they teased it, like going back to the end of A Realm Reborn, like the 2.0 final cutscene, it's like they all have no personality. They're just all the same as La Habrea. And so when we get ones that are actually, people like Emmett and Fandaniel or Hermes, it's refreshing to see a personality, shockingly.
Yeah.
And she's a little girly pop. We got our girly pop ass in.
Yeah, I think the voice is Nina Edis, who is Garuda in 16.
I've heard people say the same thing.
It sounds just like. I'm not saying I messaged her immediately and was like, is this you? And she hasn't responded yet. So probably. I don't know. We'll find out. But
I don't think she'd be allowed to tell you.
That's what I'm saying. That's probably why usually we're all chatty Cathy. This time, nothing. Which to me seems like, okay, maybe it is you. Yeah, I definitely, I'm here for it. I'm here for like the vibe of a character who still mysterious, talking a lot of gibberish, but also kind of hinting at some weird stuff in the background that I think is one of those like, oh, okay. So stuff we may have done is causing bad stuff, eh? All right, let's go. Let's see where this leads.
Yeah. So the big thing is personality-wise, they introduce us to her, and I really like her. She's a lot of fun when she's on screen. She's not the calm, cool, and collected. The simple sight of us is like, oh my God, I can't believe, did he see me? Did he see me? Did he see me? I don't think he was supposed to see me. I didn't mean for see me. I just wanted to get a peek. Why did he do this? she's like erratic and panicky and not in any way calm, cool, and collected. Knows very well that we can ruin plans in an instant.
Which is a solid opposite to the overly calm Calyx, who has like zero emotion. So having them together, I think, is like a really fun pairing. I hope they do some good stuff with that. Yeah.
Feel any better about Calyx right now, Sly?
I mean, as a doll, sure. It's his natural form.
You didn't feel like you were glad to see him just kind of hilariously choice. He became comedy relief in a sense. Seeing him in that little doll. It was just like, oh, look at Alex.
So the thing with Hallmark, which I kind of had to go back and think about it. Do you remember this? Do you remember Academia?
Anator?
What is it? It probably was Anator. I mean, there were only two options.
Do you remember which dungeon? Which level range the dungeon was? Was it?
I can't remember which.
Was it Shadowbringers or Endwalker? Because if it's Endwalker, it's
because the Words of Halmarut was part of
on patch. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Yeah. No, people have reference.
So she was in charge of what's it called? Phytobiology.
Yeah.
And plants, basically. She's literally Poison Ivy. She's Pam, but not as cool. But she's just She's the geeky. Up. She's the geeky Pam. Yeah, I mean,
not as just straight up said you're a loser.
She's geeky. She's geeky Pam. And I'm okay with it. So I want to see kind of more of her, focus, her academic focus, I guess. But because we rarely see that within our Asians, other than, the academias.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's important. That's also, of course, leading people to predict her real name. Ever since the whole Emmett said, "I am Hades," now everyone, it's like a major forefront of which Greek god is this one going to be named out of. So that's the other part of the discussion everyone's having.
Also, to be clear for everyone who goes down that rabbit hole, as I have, it's not all Greek gods. If you go through Elpis, it's Greco-Roman deities, but more importantly, also bugs. People are bug named. Tons of people are named after bugs. So it's quite possible that this could be a bug person too. So don't get too caught up in Greco-Roman. You can get a little weird. This is Mantis. I don't know why that would be the case, but you could do weird. It's possible.
Won't rule it out. I haven't gone down the rabbit hole nearly as much as other people have, I feel like. But the big thing is what is I think is the big actual 8.0 tease is an event that is detailed as the Withering, which, as Jesse has said,
makes sense for her.
Yes, it completely makes sense as a plant person, to see something withering away and dying. And it seems to be implied that the loss of Zodiark or Hydaelyn or both may have some repercussions on the world at large. At least that was my interpretation upon hearing her say I think she specifically says the will of the star, which is how they referred to Zodiark in particular. I'd have to go back and reread the line because I didn't screen cap it, but it seems to imply that the loss of these major guiding forces is in some way negatively impacting all of the shards, and the Winterers are looking for a method of preserving all life such that it can survive said event.
Which is super weird because we already had the without Zodiark, here's what happens plotline. So we've already been there. And my thought originally was, maybe this is without the crystal, the mother crystal, this is what happens. Maybe this is one of those without a giant crystal governing stuff for the living. Maybe this is, but even then, it's very vague what is about to occur. But clearly something's wrong. I will say the funniest bit is after that cutscene ended, I went back to Ul'dah because I was going home. And the cutscene ends, I load back up right in front of my house, and literally it's snowing in Ul'dah because of the winter stuff, the Christmas. And I was like, oh no, it's already begun. But no, it hadn't. It really was just, for a moment, I was like, yo, they're doing a thing, dude. No, it was the holiday event.
It's just Starlight.
I was like,
that's me every Christmas. It's ending.
No.
Looks outside the window.
I was like,
here too.
Wow. I really thought, I was like, whoa, they're making play. No. Nope.
Nope, that's not what's happening.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, no, it's just vagaries of like a thing is it going to occur. Although I did piss off all of chat by giving them the one thing they all hated, which was, oh no, dude, it's about the mother crystal. And who took the last of the mother crystal? Xenos. We gotta go back and get Xenos. Everyone's like, no, and I'm like, that's what we're gonna do,
get him
guys.
back. We gotta get him back.
He's got the mother crystal bits. Yeah. Xenos at the center of the planet. Oh my god. Only in my dreams.
See, here's the thing about me. When it comes to, losing deities, I come from the home of SMT. We don't give a shit. We kill God on a regular basis and we're doing just fine. We never really think of the consequences after. It's just, usually the hardest route is the humanity route. Like not the demon route, not the angel route, humanity, where it's like, fuck everybody, just kill everybody. And then like we had this whole dynamic with the going back to the 12 where it was just the 12 were just faith-based. And we really didn't lose anything from them just going away. It was just, faith. And that's what powered them. That's what kind of gave them life somewhat. And they're gone. We haven't really lost anything from that. We haven't seen any consequences out of that. Now we're starting to see consequences from Hydaelyn and Zodiark. Nah, fam, SMT. No, we're good. We're good. We're okay.
Well,
we're okay.
It is interesting to remember that we were told by Yoshi P to remember both the Asians and like which ones were still alive, and to remember the plot lines of myths of the realm. That was among the things we were told to keep on our eyes. And they all, well, not all of them, all but one, returned to the star with the idea of attempting to help heal it. I'm wondering if that ideology of the ether needing to like balance out the actual worlds is something that they're planning on expanding upon. I mean, maybe Myths of the Realm becomes our second ever mandatory alliance raid for the MSQ. It's always a possibility. I mean, people thought it was going to be Eden. People thought that we would get the Eden MSQ before anything else, but I mean, who knows at this point? So yeah, I'm curious to see what of that plot line. But it does, suddenly the term Winterers makes a whole lot more sense anyway, because I'm trying to remember what I read, but it's like the Winterers are, I think it's like, and like the actual term is like, I think it's something like along the lines of they oversee like the eternal winter, which is supposed to be like the degradation of life or something like that, of all life. So it kind of makes sense. There's like a reference point for the name Winterers that involves the eternal winter, I think it's called. Something along those lines. I'm trying to remember what I read. Fimbulwinter in 14. Yeah. Kind of something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I think the name now has a lot more context and is not so literal as the frozen north, because that's where people went immediately is they went to that line from Emmett Selk. And I think that it's more so representative of all life effectively going away.
We do need a reason why all life would go. I think like that's the biggest sticking point is like right now there isn't a reason behind it. And I kind of agree like with Sly on the idea that the entire premise of 14 so far has been, it isn't about the deities or the gods or the primals or whatever. The thing that keeps everyone going is like the people being cool with each other and like that kind of thing where it's saying like, it isn't about your faith in this thing or whatever, or the fact that we created all these deities. It's our like brotherhood with each other. And the reason why you're the warrior of light is because everyone looks up to you as like the guy who gets shit done and you're an inspiration to others. Very similar to the gods and the deities or whatever. I think that could be a really fun plot point is like, boy, your strength is getting really strong. Maybe that's because all these people believe in you kind of things. And like, what if they didn't anymore? That'd be super fun. It'd be an interesting way to tackle stuff. But it's the idea of like, yeah, we don't need them. We're all we have. We don't need them, and we can take care of ourselves if we do that. I think that's the vibe of 14. With that said, I don't know what the hell. I get the idea of winterers being the people that would outlast a withering. Like if there is we have a secret underground bunker that, like we do that here on Earth. We're like, oh yeah, we have vaults with seeds and stuff that should the world end, we can restart. And that seems to be the vibe to me, is these are people, especially with Calyx, is like, I'm trying to get people to live forever. I'm trying to give all these, I want to keep people alive, even though I'm absolutely insane, but like, I want to keep people. And so I feel like it's one of those, we have the good intentions of trying to help people, but you are all just the worst. And so like, I don't know. I have no idea where this is going.
There is, of course, one thing that I had a discussion with my chat that got brought up, in that it's not so much that the planet itself is necessarily dying, or the shards or anything are dying, but without a strong presence or a will of the shard. Basically, effectively the only reason the shards are even split is because of the two deities that are gone. One of them effectively trying to preserve the world against the end of times, and the other one attempting to basically keep the first one in check and makes it so they didn't have to keep sacrificing. But at the end of the day, they all brought some form of balance. And there's an entity that people have long awaited, because we've not actually dealt with them. We've only dealt with a piece of them, in a sense, and that is Ultima. And without any sort of will of the star, any sort of mass amount of like concentration of ether, it could be that Ultima is trying to finish the world hop.
I'm here for this. I love I'm also of the camp that like we could use more Ultima, because we have a few Ultima story beats, and more importantly, after that last raid series in Endwalker, there's like a little bit of like, interesting, what's this about? So there is something with Ultima being a big like overarching thing. With that said, I feel the same way about Diablos. You know what I mean? Like, I love a good reoccurring monster character, and so it doesn't matter to me either way. I don't need Ultima to be like a big bad,
right?
Like a constant present bad I'm fine with. But my assumption was going into space and doing space stuff would lead to new threats, but I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe.
That's just something to keep. At this point, nobody's any closer to being right. Everyone's just throwing whatever they can at the wall and seeing where it all lands. So it's just about curiosities. But we do, again, we finally have what feels like old 14's kind of one answer and a billion questions. Because that was every patch leading into Endwalker. It was like, wow, look at this one thing we learned. Yeah. Oh, by the way, what the fuck is going on?
Yep.
And that definitely feels like it's back in some degree.
The only difference is that when we were in Stormblood, it was building. Like, we were building to a final fight with the Empire. It was like, oh my God, the Empire's they got like super weapons, dude, and biological weapons. And now we got to deal with all this stuff. We're going to have to throw down with these guys. Plus, we're interacting with like, the Emperor, and he's just like, y'all are trash. Look at you. Look at your nations. You think you're good? You think you're better than us? Like, that was a great, like, we had a lot of great scenes like that leading to like, all right, it's happening. We're doing this. And while that's going on in the background, it's like, wait a minute. All of our friends are getting knocked out by something? Like, this can't be good. And watching that build and build and build. With this, we're still in the dark completely. There's no building. We don't know what's going on. And so I think that's kind of the idea of like, I'm excited, but also I couldn't tell you a damn thing of what's about to happen. Like, we're in a holding pattern right now still. Yeah. Even though we got a bunch of new stuff, we're still just kind of like, see you in a couple months. It's like, okay, but I want to know what's happening. What are we doing? And I think that's why we're not getting anything, is because whatever this trailer's going to be in April will be like, we're going to get real weird with it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with them getting a little weird with it.
Mm-hmm.
Homeworld might be Vault Tech. Oh shit, we're getting a Fallout crossover. Homeworld is Vault Tech. We're getting vaults.
The level 1 is basically the equivalent of a Bethesda release, so that tracks, in all honesty.
Wow.
And just like in Bethesda games, they're like, it's part of the charm.
Yeah, I genuinely wonder if, because you guys were talking about the everything being separate, and there's no rejoining now. Like, that's not a thing. I wonder if it's not necessarily rejoining is going to force itself to happen, but if it's because it can't, and there's nothing holding anything together anymore, that everything's slowly going to wither away because it isn't a whole complete thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if there's if you have the main Theris, but you still have these things hanging out there that if they aren't rejoined, then there is no world, and it will slowly, because this is, as far as we're aware, the only time this has ever happened in the universe.
As far as we know, yeah, we don't know of any other planet that's broken up into, several like pocket dimensions in space. We don't know how that works. We still don't have a definitive answer really about how that
Maybe
works.
That could be the we've talked about this idea of reflections kind of mixing and mingling with shards, and like we went through the one dungeon that was both one thing and another thing crammed together. I wonder if it's going to be like, well, the key can be used to open doorways to other worlds, and we need to keep those doors open because that's the only way we can connect things, like that kind of stuff. I do not know. I don't know where this is going to take us, but it feels more like, oh yeah, no, because we stopped the rejoining, everything, like the Ascians were kind of right in that we really needed to make that happen. It's the best case scenario for this, I think. Did either of you play Death Stranding?
No.
Yes. Not 2 though.
Okay, but like, without spoiling it, Kojima had like this high level thought while making this game. The first game is literally, in the world, man, you have to make connections with people. Making connections, reaching out to others, being part of like a thing, it's important. And of course, it's like the bad guy in that game doesn't want it. He's a complete like sociopath who's like, no, man, people are stupid, right? The second one, the high level premise is like, okay, so remember when I said we all need to connect to each other? Turns out some of the worst people you know became friends with some of the worst people you know online. And maybe that was a mistake. Like, that is the high level idea of the second game. It's like, look, the first game I was like, everyone needs to talk. Second game is, boy, all right, I didn't mean everyone. And that's kind of, I feel like that's this thing where it's like, y'all need to defeat these guys and save the world and stop the rejoining. Damn, okay. We didn't think through that. We had definitely stopped the rejoining, but maybe the way you went about it, just murdering everyone, not the smartest way to do it. And now we have to deal with the repercussions of that. And that could be super interesting to cover, because that goes back to the idea of like your character trying their hardest, but not really knowing what to do, except forge ahead and murder guys, which isn't the right answer. Like, that could be interesting.
Not gonna lie, I did love Higgs as a fucking villain. I loved fucking Higgs.
Yeah,
Awesome.
but like if you break down the character, dude is just like, I represent every incel on the internet. And you're like, okay. It's literally what he is. You're like, oh, all right, yeah.
Well, now I know how
Happy
Death
go play
Stranding
Death
goes.
Stranding. Yeah,
Dude,
happy go play Death Stranding.
I'm not playing Death Stranding. That's not happening.
I gotta play 2. I just gotta play 2. That's it.
I don't have to play either of them, to be completely fair.
Oh my god.
I have zero need to play either of them. Well, yeah. I mean,
honestly, I think like it would be a great introspective moment for like, here's a character who their whole thing is like, you're told the entire time, no matter what happens to you, no matter all the sadness, all this stuff, keep moving forward. And maybe it's like 10 take a moment. Like, you keep moving forward and keep murdering everything. If they gave us some more of that, like, Dark Knight storyline of, like, hey, just killing every god on Earth is not the way to go sometimes. Or, like, all these villains or all these things, like, maybe... Or you do the middle of the road storyline in SMT. Where, like, I choose... Oh, I guess that's what you're talking about.
See, that's how you end up following angels, and angels want to kill everybody, and then demons just want a paradise of hell on earth.
Dude,
so
that's
there's no
like
middle
Final
ground.
Fantasy 14, where all the light guys want to kill you, and all the dark guys are like, man, we're just trying to live and eat each other. Why you got to come here and ruin that for us? Frankly, I'd be fine with that if there was. I definitely think that they just need to, like, get us back in that. Here's what I've learned, and I think the Matrix was right. Go back, watch the Matrix. Go watch the scene where Agent Smith is interrogating Lawrence Fishburne, and he's, like, talking to Morpheus, and he's rubbing the sweat off his face and, like, making him sniff it for some damn reason. But in that moment, he says, the first version of the Matrix, we tried to make it fun and happy and give you guys the best, and you hated it. And that's how I feel about Final Fantasy 14, is they gave us an expansion, like, everything's cool, everyone's great, we're gonna have a party, and everything's fine. And people were like, this sucks. Why am I not crying right now? Why do I not?
Here's the thing. Like, even before this, I'm like, okay, we just got done with universe, like, damn near universe ending shit in the form.
You would think that would be enough.
Yeah, you'd think that'd be enough. And like Yoshi, he's like, yeah, you deserve a break. You deserve, like, a fucking summer vacation. And it still leads to universe ending shit where it's like, okay, get back to work. Like, one expansion, like, I would take another expansion of a break. I mean, we don't have to get the universe ending shit now. But we're still leading to universe ending shit. Oh no, we know.
Just following that trend. That's all.
It's just, I think it'd be weird. Again, though, they just did this. The end of 7.0 rang very much similar to me as the end of 6.0, which is like, everything will die. Make your choice. And it's like, okay, but didn't we just do this? So 7.0 is like, I don't even care. Flip that switch. This does not concern me. I'm already broken. You ruined me in 6.0. I just don't care anymore. Flip the switch. Let's go. And to have a thing where it's like, without Zodiac and Hydaelyn, things are going to get real bad. Like, we literally just did that. Like, I just don't know if that to me is like, didn't we? All right, you want me to do it again? Sure. Like, I'm not fazed by this at this point. They got to give me something else.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm like, I've done this. I literally went to the edge of the universe and punched Twitter in the face. Let's go. Let's keep, like, what else do you need from me? It's clear that I flipped this. I murdered Krau's parents again. Like, what do you want from me? I will keep doing it. Like, okay. So I need a little more. I need, like, a little something deeper. And I'm fine with it being character related to, like,
I would be okay. I'd be okay if it's just relegated to this shard. This shard ending shit. Not universe, just shard. Like, something that's going to end the shard. Sure. Why not? Okay. I mean, it's less stakes, but still, it's big enough stakes that it kind of matters. But, it's not like the whole universe is on our fucking shoulders.
They got to do something that is, again, power scaling. I think the thing they tried to do with this was, well, look, you're still powerful. We're just going to send you a place where no one knows who you are. And for this expansion, you're going to kind of be the mentor for this other character. And they're going to do a lot of the fighting and a lot of things. And not until 7.3, you're going to have your moment to be like, it was me, Austin. And then you murder everyone. Like, you don't have that moment till... And I think going forward, whatever we do, there needs to be some sort of, not reset, but, like, we need a villain who we have to be worried about.
Something to keep us in check.
Yeah, there needs to be something or a plot point or something to be like, okay, now you can worry again. And we don't have that yet. Like, I'm not stressed about Calyx or Halmaret. I'm like, yeah, all right. Can't wait to see what you two crazy, Team Rocket characters get up to next. But other than that, like, I don't, there needs to be something.
It's almost like Dragon Ball, where, like, from every point, like, it has to get worse and worse until you get to, like, the universal tournament that they had in Super, where it's just like, okay, it's just fucking ridiculous at this point. And I feel like it's going to eventually get to the point where, like, okay, this is fucking ridiculous. What are we doing?
Well, I think that's what they tried to do with this, is because one of the things I always complain about with WoW is it constantly, every expansion was another insane threat that was bigger than the previous one, and that the previous one was like, you guys don't even know what's coming, it's going to get even worse. And so this one, I was like, I like the fact that they made the choice to be like, hey, you're still you're still powerful, we're going to take a hot beat and go deal with someone else for a little bit and come back.
Yeah.
And now that we're back to us, I'm still waiting for them to tell me, all right, we're us again. You gave the people what they wanted. We're back. We're still badasses. Now what? What is the threat that makes us concerned that maybe we can't beat it? And at this point, I don't know that's even possible, just because of the things we've done. So it has to be something dramatic, and I'm very curious what that could be.
It just makes me laugh because while you're saying this, I'm remembering when we did Necron and everyone's like freaking out. We're just like, dude, like, I don't care how many times it comes back.
It's my favorite scene in the expansion is when everyone's falling over, like choking to death, and your character's like, I got this. It's great. It's everything about it.
It's Tony Stark rolling his eyes.
Yes. It was such a good moment. I love the idea that they're like, and now the thing you can't beat, a primal. And everyone's like, oh no. And your guy's like, shit, this again. All right, let's go. It's such a great, I loved everything about that. Fantastic. But also, yeah, we need something to be like, okay, what is the thing that's gonna really mess us up? And I wish I had an answer. I just don't.
Apparently it's poison ivy.
I mean, I get.
Like, we're going through Arkham now.
Just need the Joker then.
But even then, even if you played any of the Arkham games, never once as Batman did I ever feel like, oh, I can't do this. Like, for me, it always felt like, I got to clean this mess up again. All right, come on. And then you just dodge and punch the hell out of everyone. It was great. And that, I think, it's like the idea here is you're like, I'll go fight this train. Don't worry. I got it. And everyone's like, I don't know what to do. And you're like, no, I got it, dude. I got it. And then you get it, and then you're done. Everyone's like, you are the hero. We'll tell you about this. I need something that's like, oh, no. Oh, no. And for a brief moment, I thought, okay, well, like Calix could do a thing, I guess. But he always was kind of behind you, never really, like, he clearly didn't catch on what was going on.
Right.
And so, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's like another Ascian thing. Maybe it is Ultima. But even then, we've stomped Ultima-related things the entire time.
Hey, Happy. Hey. It might be FF14 new baby. It might take FF14 new baby.
This might be it's finally time for new baby.
Yeah, the reborn, the new reborn, Jesse. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, new baby.
What do you think? What do you think Yoshida was talking about when he said, like, we're gonna do something for that? We're changing stuff. Things are gonna change in 8.0. What do you think he's talking about?
Not as much as everyone else thinks.
I'm with you on this. Completely.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I listen. All you have to do is look towards certain statements, like in Dawn Trail, the Scions will be, against each other now, and it's like, oh, cool. And then they get, or Shadowbringers, you're the warrior of darkness now, and everyone's like, oh, does that have anything to do with Zodiac?
Take everything Yoshi P says with a grain of fucking salt. At this point, we've learned this throughout the expansions. Like, when he tries to really hype something up, and like it doesn't fall to it doesn't rise to expectations.
It's more like we get such a vague statement that everyone can just go fucking balls deep with it, and it doesn't, like, it will never meet that expectation.
Yeah.
Hold on. This fandom taking minuscule information and running with it, and
because they're Final Fantasy fans.
Bro, that's the whole point of the show.
14.
What do you think we've been doing for the last 90 minutes?
What do you mean?
We have one sentence from Halbert and Calix. We're like, that's it. I got 2 hours to spare.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah, I saw we had one press statement about Jonathan Bailey, and people were like, it's done. It's over. He's gone. And I'm like, what do you What do you guys mean?
What's
what
even
are you talking about?
What's even more interesting is that like the rebuttal to that was just as bad because it was like, oh yeah, there's this interview where he said he was sick, and I was like, that interview's from a year ago. I mean, yeah, maybe he recorded the lines a year ago, but like this, we don't know anything. Just didn't sound like him to
Literally,
me.
we know nothing. Like we know nothing.
All we know is that man is the sexiest man alive, and he might not.
Yeah, just shut up and accept the fact that G'raha is the hottest man on earth. Congratulations, your fandom, all of the G'raha fandom. You can stop it now. You can. Well, no, you're not going to stop. Your G'raha.
No, you can go harder now.
You can go harder now. Congratulations.
If they said, well, the reason he's not coming back is because he is a movie star now and the hottest man on earth, I'd be like, yeah, if Squeenix isn't going to pay him what his agent definitely thinks he's worth, that's on them, not him. That man is like a legitimate star right now. That's a different, of all the people to have a voice change, if that's what they decide to do, that's the one I understand. I'm like, oh no, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just people, there was no knowledge. Like, to me, it just sounded like a sick person, a person who had a cold. And everyone's like, that's just not his voice, dude. I'm like, all right, well, if it's not, then what are you going to do about it? Nothing. So why are you freaking out? People are really upset. And I'm like, let it go, y'all. Half the time, it's your voice doing it. There aren't that many voice cutscenes. You're doing most of the reading yourself. So chill out. But people will not. They have, for some reason, like imprinted on this character. It's like, if you change him, I will die. I'm like, all right. Okay, then. Rip, I guess. Like, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal, but people are very upset.
Just imagine the obituary being like, just saying, just like this whole huge thing about G'raha.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you played this game for any amount of time, you know, like A Realm Reborn had character changes. Sid, that man's voice changes almost every time he's on screen. The 7.0 Y'shtola the voice actor was clearly in a different recording location, I think because she had a baby. There's like one expansion, it might have been 5. One of them, Orion J just sounds a little different. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It happens. It's just a game. It's like the character's they're not gonna change the way the character talks and writes.
I'm still here standing up for a Realm Reborn Mrhappy. I'm still standing up for her.
I will die on that hill. My favorite voice in the entire game. I love her. And they changed it, and you didn't see me be like, I'm just gonna unsubscribe.
I'm just gonna die.
Like, no, I'll get over it. I had the memories of that perfect Mrhappy. And now it'll be up here forever. You can't take that from me.
Nope. Can't take it from me either. I remember it. Either way, it's good to have what feels like a very high anticipation MSQ with some fun new bits thrown in there with that of the ninth, the Malala's Treno. There was it ticked a lot of positive boxes for me. And that's all I really wanted. And that helps bring a little bit more excitement for 8.0 stuff.
Yeah.
At least does for me.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But that's only half of the story for this patch, because we also have the Arcadion, which for me was a fun little romp to get through to the end, a little rushed at one point, but the overall conclusion sat well with me.
Sly, do you have thoughts on it, or?
Oh yeah, what are you working on that novel over there? Huh? Yeah,
yeah. What are you thinking about it, buddy?
Yeah.
The way they were setting it, the way they were teeing this up, right? We were about to have the big old the fight with Vince McMahon,
Vince McMahon.
Like, have him strut out and everything. I was fucking ready, and no, we didn't. That okay. I was okay with that. I was okay with not having strutting out Vince McMahon, but like it felt like the whole. It felt like some shit went out the window in the end. Like they were leading to something good and then just fucking tossed it out. like Vincent Kennedy McMahon is a fucking good person. No, he's not. He's not supposed to be. He's Vince McMahon. I wanted somebody who was inherently fucking evil. That was the whole point. That's the whole point of the fucking Attitude Era. Everybody hates Vince. Like, that's the thing. No, he's not a good person. Don't redeem him. What is up with Final Fantasy's thing of redeeming people? Redeeming, like, people who are supposedly evil. And, like, I understand the whole thing about, like, you know, curing psychonecrosis, everything. Like, good. You can start the Vince McMahon, you know, foundation or whatnot. I don't care. Just
he was.
I wanted this to.
He was still
right,
Vince.
but like,
just wasn't Vince McMahon.
I think there's a difference between the heel he was trying to play and what a real heel in this is. Like, he, instead of having Bomber be the guy, which by the way I still love. I was so happy with the ending of that bit, but like, instead of him being the guy, then we should have had more of the like president character involved. So at least we could have. They set him up as like, oh, it's gonna be bad when you meet this guy. He's plotting against you. He's doing stuff. He's like cheating to win. And then when you get there and it's just like a big
lizard
serpent man, and then you beat him and it's like, well, he actually was a good guy. And he did all this because, and I was like, all right, okay. I still loved every minute of it. I thought it was great, but I think that last bit of nailing the ending, I was like, we didn't have to redeem this man. Like, he didn't have to be a good guy.
I keep saying that about fucking everybody, and they won't listen. And another thing, and this has been a thing with Final Fantasy XIV, shit, fucking since maybe, like, other than few other people, you know, other than, like, my waifus, why can't y'all let bitches die? You let my bitches die. Why can't y'all let fucking bitches die? Create some sort of sad story. Why gotta be my bitches?
We killed the president. He died.
No, he was already dying. You technically didn't kill him.
No,
yeah,
he wasn't.
already
He wasn't
dying.
dying. He was literally. He couldn't die, and everyone else was dying. It was the problem.
There's like, I mean, yeah, you're right. But then we tag team murdered him, and that was pretty great.
Right, in the epic last scene, yeah.
I don't know. I like the fact that we got Bomber back. I like there's stuff that I love in it that
No.
He was the Undertaker.
No.
He actually still ended up being
he undertook.
Let that man fucking retire. Let him retire, goddammit.
You can't let him retire. The Undertaker never, he's gotta keep coming back. Hector's gonna keep
let
coming
him
back.
let him retire and do his podcast like he's doing now.
I love that. I thought it was great. The president bit was whatever. I genuinely thought we were gonna get like a Medem being the bad guy. I was ready for it.
That's what everybody was thinking.
I can't wait. I was waiting for him
Welcome to the
again.
Lit Fuses
It was
podcast.
me, Austin. I was ready.
The Lit Fuses.
Yeah, the Lit Fuses podcast.
I hate you for that. I fucking hate you for that.
That's the name of it. You're the one who wanted him to have his own podcast.
Yeah, now he has it.
Now he has it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was story-wise, the ending didn't land for me, but
Right.
the 4 fights, I enjoyed tremendously.
Okay.
I love mechanically. Each one of them was great. The Surfer Bros one, that fight is a ton of fun. I loved that fight.
I fucking hated it.
I too am a fan of Tony Hawk Pro Surfer.
No, the thing, like, again, we talked about like last week, but the thing that I hate about it is it's more people driven. It's like, you know, people have to make sure people have space and everything. And when you're dealing with, you know, not really PF, but just doing this as a, you know, just go into maybe the roulette or, you know, just queue up for it and you get random people. Like,
that's the best part about normals. Like, that's why I play healer in normals, because people just do whatever the fuck they want, and it's like I actually have to play the game. When everyone's perfect, I didn't
feel that way about the first fight. I feel like is significantly more about where people stand, especially the part
not
where, like,
really.
the
God, no, not really. I mean, No, I mean, no. I feel like the first fight. I mean, I really didn't experience that with the first fight. And every time I've done the first fight, I haven't experienced it. It's more with the second fight because there's just so much more space. The AOE's are like, it's kind of like Doom Train. It's kind of like Doom Train Intermission where it's just on the tanks. But like same size AOE's, but it's just okay. Where are we gonna put them? Like in random fucking places.
But that's always like it's always the case especially with newer players. The amount of times I watch myself see a person with some sort of AoE thing run towards me and I'm like, all right, I know what this is. It's my job to move. They're never going to move. They know where they're going. And if you don't get out of the way, like that's it. And it happens so frequently at this point. I'm just used to it. I'm like, all right, I know what my job is here. Get away from this person who has no care in the world if they hit me or not. And like, I always care. Why am I the only person who cares? And I realize at this point, that's just the way some people play. And they're more concerned about like keeping themselves alive because they're new at it and they're stressing. Like, whatever. Sure. All good. And I feel like that is the case for most of it, especially when they go into Party Finder stuff. I'm like, no, I know what this is going to be. I'm fine. You do what you do. I'll adjust.
So, like, we talked about ours last week, but out of the four, which one was your favorite?
I think the third fight is probably the one that I think is like, I think that has like the most mechanical cool stuff. Plus, they draw on previous raid things. And so like if you were like, oh, I remember this, I remember that. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah, that was a really cool fight.
I like, to me, like, really good fight one, and it's still my favorite music. I fucking love it. Like, out of all the songs, that's the one I just keep bumping. Just
it's good.
Long live the king.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I mean, like the first fight, I think the only reason why I don't like it is because it's just long. Like if you're in a Party Finder group, that can go on a while.
Well, she doesn't like one pump chumps, Jesse.
Man, how you doing?
Just saying. Yeah, that one was like, because you have to target like all the other things. There's other stuff to attack. She just lives a while. And if you're in a group with like not a lot of damage, you're like, all right, we're gonna be doing this for a bit. And then the second one, I love that fight personally, but like it's a lot of just running around, dodging stuff. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the tidal wave one. I think that's great. We surfing on it and knocks you. But again, like nothing too dramatic. It's just get out of the way of stuff. The third fight, I was like, yo, this is mechanically sound. This is a cool ass fight. And the last one is kind of like, run to the edge, dodge the dragon head. Here's another dragon. It's gonna spit goop. Okay, get out the goop. Now you're out the goop. Run over to the corner. Now you're out the goop. And you're like, all right, it's whatever.
And Eden teleports. Those are fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, that one like really did it for me. 11. I was like, this is a cool fight.
11 is very good.
The way he used the weapons, like I love the way he used the weapons, and it's just like, okay, I'm going this weapon. I'm going this weapon. On this weapon.
Which
I'm
felt
gonna
very
toss
much
a
like
whole platform at you.
Yeah, like some of the other fights we've done in the past, be it 24 or 8-man, like it had like, oh, remember that from that one? You're doing it now. And it's like, okay, I know what to do. And so you could like get into the vibe of it and enjoy the fight a little bit more, because it was kind of like, I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff at you, but you should know this. You remember, don't you? And love it.
Yeah, I liked it through and through. I even enjoyed this. I felt like they rushed into telling us about the president and his plan as soon as we had the Lindworm defeated. That was about the only thing, is it felt like they just rushed getting that plot point out of the way real quick, because they set him up as the heel, they set him up as the villain at the end of 11 and kind of immediately pull you in. But I still enjoyed it thoroughly, and I felt like the ending as a whole landed it for me. The big moment where everyone's in. It helped that they had actually cared to try to make us like all of the competitors up to that point.
Yes.
Because it makes moments where they pop up in the story feel actually like when Hector pops back up and does the ultra mega boom kick with you, which looks great as a Lalafell, by the way.
It's amazing. Great scene. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's just like a pure cinema. It's very much you would watch it for the reason you watch WWE. At the end of the day, it's literally that like exact same vibe where I could imagine the like one of the guys behind this like, oh my god, can he do that? And Matem kind of does that throughout. I guess it's legal, you know. Why is the ref allowing
from the
that?
top rope moment?
Yeah.
And another thing in regards to the president, it's like, you know, you would expect your talent to have maybe seen the president in past year, and it's like, you know, especially your champion. It's like, no, only Dancing Green. Like, yeah, I've seen him. Everyone's like, what? And he's like, wow.
I love that he loved Dancing Green because they had a shared appreciation for. That was a character. Like, we didn't even get to actually see that character moment. But when you learn that, and then you see that the minion is Groovin Green, you're like, do you really love that man?
I love that minion. I'm so glad I won it the first time. He's so cool. He's just tapping to the beat.
Yeah, he's just having a good time.
He makes a little dance floor at some points. It's great. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also just like even the very ending where even that's part of the show kind of just ends up working out. Like they script something out brand new. And now there's this idea that the Arcadian is this ongoing thing. You can find all the NPCs around the map. You learn some of their like in the ring rivalries and stuff like what's Vamp Fatale and Honeybee do not like each other whatsoever. Which you kind of get in the fight. She even has an illusion. One of the lines of her song is to put down the magazine, and Honeybee is literally the opposite line. So it feels like she's kind of undercutting her there as well. So there's like there's a lot of personality that works really well between all the characters. So it just made it really sad. It felt very whole. It just felt a little rushed in the actual president plot point.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
I completely agree. I think as a whole, great. President bit fell flat. But other than that, I enjoyed this, like doing a raid series that is so superfluous. It's like, do you like wrestling? We're going to do a thing. Like, it doesn't affect anything in the story. I genuinely loved every bit of it. I really, really like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the bee with an itch for the bitch line. That one worked in the song too. Yeah.
And then in the fight, she's draining everyone
of their ether. I will say one of my favorite parts about the finale, and this is more true in the finale than it was in any of the other parts. They fully allowed the fans to be just unhinged. They're like, if I can't watch a muscle mom squeeze the life out of their opponent with her bare hands all transformed as a giant beast, then why even bother? Like they really let the fans also be like really, and even then there's details like your fans not having regulators, but the fans of the other ones still having their regulators on and stuff like that. So they put a lot of really good details into that stuff. And I was really pleased with it as a whole. And even with the normal, the only thing is with the normals is M12 is very clearly pared down because they had to hide a bunch of stuff from Savage. Like I think it's fine for what it is, but it very much feels like, I think the worst offender ever in that regard is Kefka, because you can't play 3 parts of Dancing Mad and then not play the last part. Like that's some amount of just ball clamping that I can't allow. All right.
Sure.
And this felt kind of like that, where it was like, yeah, you clearly were holding back like significantly because we just weren't allowed to know more.
I thought for sure it was going to be like the man comes out and then transforms into a thing and then transforms into something crazier. And they were like, no, we're going to start crazy. And Savage will be what exactly? I don't know.
So feel free to get your theories, but the song from the cutscene after is in the Orchestrion as a Savage exclusive song, and that's called the Arcadian, and it's a medley of all the themes from the Arcadian. So do with that what you will. I don't know if that means they're coming out for us. Like, I hope in Savage, when like the Howling Blade theme is playing, there's something Howling Blade related happening, and when the Wicked Thunder theme is playing, something Wicked Thunder theme is happening, and when you can hear you can hear Brute Bomber's theme playing at one part, something Brute Bomber related is happening, you know.
But for now, all we have is everything burns. No. Everything burns. Because every time I hear the song, I think I keep hearing everything burns. Where do I go to get like some food for my parakeet? Everything burns.
I had to enable a bunch of bird emotes just because of that.
Yeah, once you play the MSQ, it is all birds all the way down. Everything you're fighting is a bird at some point. Yeah, everything's birds, dude. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Love the song though. Song's great. I think in terms of songs that fit their fights, all three of the other fights do a better job at that. But it's as a standalone song, it pumps me up. Yeah. It's oddly wasn't my favorite song.
Feels like a standalone song.
Yeah, it does. It feels like our theme, but while it's playing in the middle of a fight, it just doesn't make as much sense.
Sure,
that's how it felt.
Especially a fight that like, it's not really an overwhelming like fire tornado destroying the world. It was a planned incendiary. Like if the whole thing is a plan and it's all just showmanship, having a song that's like, burn this place to the ground, F everyone, and all this stupid. It's like, no. This was the intention the entire time. Like, no. Okay. I guess we played our part well then, you know? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I think I really liked it. This is, depending on how the Savage goes, this is close to being my favorite tier of all time. If the last Savage goes well, it'll definitely take the place as, I think, the best raid series that I've ever had, in all honesty.
Yeah.
And that's a tough call because I'm not going to lie, well, there's definitely some bosses in Pandemonium I didn't like. Pandemonium's story fucking hit, especially the end.
Yeah.
Like, I get emotional thinking about it. That story, that was something. That was something special right there.
Dana's just a bad mom. Like,
hello, the speech at the end with Elidibus. They're like, we're gonna voice a scene. We're doing that. Hello, McFly.
What did you love? What set your heart aflutter?
What about what? About what specifically?
That raid series. Was there anything you loved about
what, Pandemonium?
Athena or
Arcadian? Oh, I mean,
for Sly particularly.
Oh, for Sly, yes. Yeah,
you obviously we know.
Me?
Yeah,
for me about Pandemonium really didn't, as far as like a story and everything, fights included, really didn't do anything for me, honestly. Like like Pandemonium was just like a whole group of weird, like starting from Eric Tony. I mean, Eric Tony probably was the most normal thing out of Pandemonium, and then it got weirder, and then like we like it just kept getting weirder. We fought like the berries and cream man from the Starburst commercials. You know, with the bowl cut,
sure.
the Lord Farquaad, yeah.
I get you.
Fought a fucking tree. I'm like, where the fuck is this going? I mean, and then like there's story and everything, and we get that Athena is just the most horrible mom, and then she makes the most horrible fucking faces. Yeah. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm just ready to be done. I'm just ready to be done with this shit. Plus, I fucking hated the Athena fight to begin with.
That's one of the best Savage fights.
The Savage fight. The Savage
fight's one of the best ones they've. It's probably the second best phase one for a 2-part fight they've ever done.
Yeah.
Whereas the second part of the fight, I was like, "Fuck, are you doing?
Fuck this. Fuck this.
I sure do love caloric."
Yeah. One step, boom, everybody's dead. But I didn't move. It was just a controller. Yeah, it was just a fucking controller that did it. Yeah.
That sounds like cope.
Great, thanks.
If somebody says that, I'm like, that's cope. You're full of it.
No. It like in that case, for my controller, because of drift, it actually was.
Oh, yeah, controller drift. Imagine
because of drift, it was actually
controller drift.
Yep.
That's fucked.
Fun shit.
That's so funny.
That fun shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that's your fault. Get a better fucking controller, Sly.
I mean, I have now. But
you can't be like, damn, I hate this fight because my controller was busted and I used it.
You clearly can. It just happened.
This is my fault. Wait, this is your fault.
Yeah, any mechanic with like movement shit, like, and you have a bad controller, yeah, good fucking luck. Oh man.
What are your thoughts on the gear? Like, my big complaint with this expansion is we finally hit the point where one source of gear is all like, do you want to look like a cyberpunk kid? Here you go. And the other source is like, it's black, all black. That's it. Or like a lot of the thing, like we aren't getting a lot of like variation in the gear at the moment. And I'm really excited for us to move on from Solution 9-esque gear. Like, it's great.
So
we now have a bunch of it. Good luck.
Are you speaking in terms of like, you know, the tome gear, the normal gear, or are you talking about the crafted gear? Because that's a whole other thing too.
Not talking crafted. Craft is a whole other beast, and there's a lot of wild crafted stuff, and I'm here for it. I'm talking about like the things you can farm are all starting to hit that kind of like, all right. Yeah, I mean, like, all right, my options are limited, especially as a Lalafell already. And now you're going to make me dress up like everything hangs off. Bro, so much goes through the ground when I wear it. And I'm like, I can't.
Time to get some
stilts. Right, I guess I'll wait till next time.
Yeah. I mean, like, the gear is kind of like a product of our environment, basically. So we've been...
Sure.
Yeah, we've been here in this kind of futuristic shit. So, I mean, hell, you can say it's reflected even in the Crafter Gatherer. Like, the last Crafter Gatherer set was just pretty much fucking aliens. Because you have the fucking, like, if you haven't seen it, you have whatchamacallit? What's the machine from Aliens?
You look like Sam Porter Bridges. Yeah, you look like you're about to carry
basically.
up a baby.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Right.
So, yeah, like, the gear is a product of our environment. So I'm like, meh. And then, like, I know you're not speaking on it, but the crafted gear is just like, the crafted gear has been a part of our environment too, except for this. And I'm like,
no, Honeybee made this.
Yeah. No, she didn't.
I mean, honestly, if she did, I'd believe it. Get it? I'd believe it. Anyway,
this is like, I hate you. This is like half in the name of the moon, I'll punish you / revolutionary girl, insert name here. And I'm like,
sure.
How did y'all pivot to this? How did you pivot to this?
I'm fine with each expansion having its own theme and vibe, and that I just am ready to move on. Yeah. I'm ready to hit something else and have different gear. Like, you know, I saw in chat Stormblood was a lot of like Japanese themed gear. Great. Love that for Stormblood. But we moved on. We didn't immediately then go back to... So I'm ready to move on is what I'm saying. Like, it's great. I'm glad everyone got their like beautiful goth mommy outfits. Awesome. I love that for you. I just would like to have some gear that is back in the fantasy realm. It's where I want to go. I want to go back to that. Right now, it's a lot of like streetwear.
Oh God, he has an idea.
What's
up?
What if casters and healers got a robe? Casters and healers, like, please, not another one.
Brilliant.
The amount of like, so I'm on my like quest to make a good glam, and the amount of things I'm discovering that just have stuff hanging from them, but not in a physicsy way. Like, you can have a glove that has a cool thing. I was like, oh yeah, it's got like this thing hanging from it. Oh, that's fun. But when you're a red mage and you hold your hand up to hold your thing, it's still pointing directly out. And you're like, so it's the same problem I have with all Dragoon weapons. They got all this crap hanging off of it, and I think there's maybe 2 weapons where it actually moves, like physically, like the thing. Other than that, it's like wires and so I'm like, it's just it doesn't do anything.
You just want
it's
like are you just simple for that? You just want like a halberd? Is that it? Is that what all you want?
No, I'm like, if you're gonna have stuff hanging from it when it's on your back, when you pull it out, it should still hang instead of just now it doesn't. It just defies gravity. That's most of the stuff. And I'm like, okay, sure. And it's influencing how I want to glam because I'm like, when you're a Lalafell, those hanging bits don't hang naturally. They hang through the earth or through your outfit or through your head. And I'm like, I don't want that. God. Yeah, I know I'm being picky, but I'm at the point where I'm like, I am picky because I gotta have the right glam, and you guys are making it difficult. And all I want is this one thing, but I can't have the thing because it looks ridiculous because it goes through the earth.
Well, Jesse, fortunately for you, I have some good news. Did you know you can glam everything now?
It's my own personal hell. All I'm aware.
Yeah,
and I'm still glammed as Lubu. And honestly, I love that for you. It's a solid glam.
Lubu, do not pursue.
Oh, I pursued him and I got an achievement for it.
That's true.
What did
I was like, literally, I have to do it.
Can't wait for DLC for that, by the way. It's going to be good. It
was a good game. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that covers all the story we've gotten thus far. Now, obviously, there is other story bits to look forward to, both in the patches that are coming up, the immediate ones, as well as ones that are further down the line. 7.41 will have Cosmic, which is less of a story thus far and is really more of an expansion of understanding the actual kind of planetary system. But the next planet we're going to is a lot about discovering the fact that there are ruins, meaning there were civilizations, there was life on that planet, and coming to understand that's going to be a big part of it. We, of course, have Hildebrand, which has once again been so good this expansion. 2 expansions in a row.
Lights out.
Loving Noir. Noir Hildy. I love being hard-boiled. We have the Phantom Weapons. And I will say, one thing with Phantom Weapons and Occult Crescent in general is how little story it's actually had, because they only have 2 zones for the Phantom, for Occult Crescent. And the Phantom Weapons aren't really expanding the story at all either. So that's been really strange story-wise. Probably the weakest point story-wise of all of Dawn Trail, depending on how you feel about the role quests. One of the 2 is up for contention. Just depends on how much you like Goofy. And, of course, we have Final Fantasy XI's finale as well. All things still to come with the rest of 7.x. And I've got my handful of predictions for that, but I've been over that before.
I'm hoping for something. I'm hoping for something with that one. Yeah.
With what?
I'm hoping for Lily.
Oh, you want Lilith? Yeah, I mean Lilith and
Lilith. Like you can't
they
have
are
one
both
without the
favorites, but I sincerely doubt you're gonna see Lilith or Lilith.
Yeah, you can't have one without the other. But yeah, I kind of like it's probably gonna be Promethea. Yeah.
Promethea and Altana are likely waiting for us at the end of it all.
Or
Lily was
our
better.
boy, the one true hero of Dawn Trail, Jaja Jafar, back at it again. My man coming up with evil shenanigans. I love that character. I'm so glad they gave him a second go. He's a better villain than any of us deserve. And frankly, I'm here for him. I love him. I love that guy. Keep it up, my evil friend. It's a good dude.
Jafar Jah is such a great name.
Jafar Jah is so good. I like that.
I love that guy. Yeah.
Surreal Jaws, he's got an imagination. That's for certain.
Oh yeah.
A little too much imagination, if anything. I'm gonna save myself. Oh, don't talk about tomes around me, chat. You know better. But yeah, I'd say that covers everything so far. Overall, refreshing patch story-wise. And we'll just have to wait and see how everything goes. We've got Savage in literally a week and a half. And even though that doesn't have official effects on the story, I'm hoping to see them kind of... If it's going to be the WWE title match, the grand finale, WrestleMania. They got to go all out with that last fight on Savage. And I'm
especially since I thought that's what they were going to do anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely thought it was going to be a little bigger than it was.
I don't know. I feel like the final boss of Tears have been a bit mixed since Stormblood, because they've become obsessed with the idea of a Phase 2 Savage, like something exclusive.
Yep.
I feel like that has compromised every final boss after Alexander Prime. Just my own personal opinion.
Well, maybe after well, no, he wasn't the final. But yeah, okay, I get it.
Well, I mean, I guess the final boss of every, like, look at X-Death, only half a fight, Kafka half a fight. Like, Omega himself, Omega MNF is actually kind of good, but then Final Omega is, like, off the fucking rails and still manages. I'd say MNF probably is handled fairly well, comparatively. That's, like, the one I think doesn't go off the rails. I think that's kind of a perfect encapsulation of Omega right there. So I'll give that one credit. I'll give MNF credit. But the final bosses of Tears have kind of gone downhill in quality since they started doing the whole door boss / Phase 2 super hype thing. It's just not as, like, if you're doing normal, you just always feel like you're missing something. It's unfortunate. Just how I feel. But yeah, that's going to be our wrap for, us talking about Lalas and Asians, You have to do a whole show. I mean, I knew as soon as the Malalas were there, I was like, we need Jesse for Spoilercast. We can't not have Jesse for Spoilercast.
I love them all. They were perfect. They're little sweethearts. Good stuff. More Lalas. If we could just have an all Lala expansion where all the talls are forced to be smalls. No one gets a say. All your beautiful characters are transferred into little tiny gremlins. It's what I want. It's what I need. It's what I think we all need. As a community, a nice reset where everyone's small. That's what we need.
We got to grow again.
Then what's the purpose of Fantasias?
Yeah. And the more beautiful your character is, the more of a gremlin you become. Your Lala is like a goof. Just like, oh yeah, you want to be a hot bunny girl? No, you're the smallest, goofiest looking Lala possible. None of your clothes fit. It's all ridiculous. That's what we need. We need that. As a community, for all
Need is a very strong word for that.
Strong word.
And that's why I said it. That's why I said it, because I believe it so much. I'm trying to unite us. And if that means deleting everything that isn't small, so be it. So be it. What's wrong with that ideology?
I feel like we're just getting the plot of 6.0 at this point. I feel like
What's wrong with...
I think he's just medioning everyone.
I don't understand what the problem is. No, anyway, I'm going to go back to my home in the stars and sing music at you until you all become small, I guess is my plan now.
Yep.
No.
That's the plan. That sounds like a good plan. Sing at you all till you become small. Look, it rhymes already. You started the song.
Bars.
Yeah. We got the plot. Jesse is the new villain. Yeah, except that his Lalafell is going to be riding on the shoulder of a much bigger Lalafell.
Wow.
Yo, that we do. You know what? We need that. We need, like, you know how we've seen elf human kind of like children in the past, and we've seen various like mixed race species people in the game. So like, do you think we could see a like, well, yeah, no, I'm half, I don't know, some sort of giant and half Lalafell.
Yeah, they're called the Talafells.
I would love a Talafell. I would love that. Just a giant, like,
suddenly I'm getting flat.
Huge buff guy, little tiny head.
You know the Family Guy skit where he's like, yeah, it's like being a dwarf amongst midgets. Can you reach the cereal? Yes, I can.
That's I want that. I want a big, massive, beefy boy, little tiny Lala head. I'm here for that.
Krillin?
I want this. Yes, yeah, yes. That's what I want. Yes, exactly that.
All right. That's a hell of a thing to end the show on. Hell of an aspiration.
And when it comes true and you're all like, wow, what a crazy idea. I can't believe Jesse was right. I'll accept your apologies.
Okay.
From my throne in the small capital of Treno.
Oh, God.
It's pretty large capital, I'm not gonna lie. Small people, large capital. Anyway, with that, thanks everyone for joining us for our patch 7.4 Spoilercast. We hope you had a happy holidays and that you'll have a happy new year, but you can't because I'm happy. But with that, we're going to do our outro. Jesse, thanks for taking the time to join us day after Christmas. Hope you had a good one. Why don't you tell everyone what you're doing? What you've been... Wait, what? Did you say regret it already?
No.
The happy joke got me. It's like, can't keep getting away with this. Someone has to stop you.
No one can stop
me. We've tried.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Man, I think this coming week I'm just gonna, because my intention is to do not a damn thing. So I might stream a couple hours a day, but other than that, this is a week of me not doing anything important. And it started literally today when I spent an hour and a half trying to come up with a glam before I came on to talk with you guys, and I still couldn't do it. So that's my joy, is I'm going to try and continue to figure out what I want to wear as I move on from vacation mode to whatever the hell comes next.
That does sound important, though. I thought you said you were doing things that weren't important. That sounds important.
It's very important, but not like the grand scheme of the universe. You know what I mean?
Agreed to disagree.
Okay.
Sly, you're up. What you got going on?
Not a lot. Hi, I'm Sly. If you didn't know, I stream. Hi, it's me. You can find me at twitch.tv/Sly, aka Gray Fox. You can find me on Twitter, Sly, aka Gray Fox. YouTube.com/The Velvet Room. What am I doing? I mean, kind of just gearing up for the new year, pretty much. Probably next week finishing Majora's Mask. No, I usually do a party on New Year's, not this year. Want to give my staff a break and let them kind of experience the new year. Plus, when you do a New Year party, you have to celebrate the new year for every time zone and bring it in, which is a long fucking night. And like, nobody wants, I mean, people want to do that. Sure, more power to you, but not this year. Not this year. I just want to enjoy, I'll have a New Year stream. Like, we'll have some drinks. It'll be fun. We'll eat, drink, and be merry, and maybe celebrate through Central and then go to fuck to sleep. But yeah, pretty much that. And then kind of gearing up for the new year and whatnot, all the content and whatnot. Of course, the usual every Friday, bourbon night. Today is Friday in California, so bourbon night. I do have new bourbon to share tonight, so we'll try that out. Watch some bourbon vids, whatnot, and so it'll be a good time. So come hang out. Come hang out with your Final Fantasy 14 dad. Have some bourbon.
Well, I was
be a good time.
No, you're happy.
Got it. Once I get everyone else to say it for me, that's how I know about him.
He just said it with the most avarice. No, you're happy.
You know how many times I've had a conversation with someone and this happens and they hate that it's the first place that their mind goes?
No, I approve of this one. I approve it. He said it with the most anger in his voice. Like, no, you're happy.
My chat does it to me all the time.
Well,
like, dude, I'm so hungry right now. They'll be like, no.
Oh, God. Well, happy. What are you up to? Where can we find you? What are you doing?
I'm mostly just doing 14. I'm in an occult crescent trying to get these damn accessories. I've got 1 out of 10. They made them really rare. I mean, good. I always say we need more rare items in the game. I like a little bit of chase. I don't like a lot of chase. I like a little bit of chase when it comes to getting stuff that other people don't have. I want a little bit of a good time with that. So
is it stuff from chests, or how does the new things in the cult work, or is it from killing things?
3 of them can come from either CEs or chests. 1 of them comes exclusively from golden pot chests, and 1 of them comes exclusively from bunny chests.
Great. Cool.
And keep in mind that there's 1 for each. There's blood and magic, so it's 6, double the numbers, and that's the number of total accessories. With crazy low drop rates. It's like under 1%.
Do the accessories, like, do they look good?
Oh, I don't know. I never zoom in on accessories.
Then why are you getting them?
Because they make me stronger.
Jesse, you have to realize it's always about stats. It's never about playing. It's always about stats.
I also
I'm learning that.
I also want 1,000 pot friends because it comes with the title. So it's kind of just incidental.
What's the title?
I don't remember, but I remember really liking it.
Fuck the pot friends.
I'll look this up.
Yeah. And well, I mean, realistically, I want Bunny Blessed, but I'm not doing Bunny Blessed. Because Bunny Blessed is 1,000 carats, and that's 5 billion gil. And I'm not spending 5 billion gil. That's not happening. I would love Bunny Blessed, but I'll take my time. I've got like 30 out of 1,000. Persistent Pal for pots. The Persistent Pal. I'm down for that. Why are you shaking your head now?
It just seems like a lot of work.
It's me being in one spot every 30 minutes.
Look, you're already doing better than me. My patience for even a savage is like, nah, dude, I'll wait 2 expansions and come back to that when it's easy. So you're already doing better than me when it comes to patience in general. I'm like, no, I'll wait. So,
what do you mean? So we're not doing tea, Jesse?
I mean, I'll do it if you carry me through it, sure. I'll do whatever you want as long as you don't expect greatness or tell me exactly what to do. I come from the WoW school of, yes, whatever you say, I'll do it. I'd be a good grunt in a fictional MMO war because I'm like, yeah, whatever you say, yeah, go stand there. Okay, I'll do it. I do not question anything, and I just do what I'm told. Other than that, it's in one ear, out the other. If you expect me to learn a fight and then go online and research it and watch videos and look, it's never happening. I'm like, no.
Jesse, how do you feel about this fight? I'm waiting for you to tell me, sir.
Yes, that's exactly right. That is exactly correct. Yes.
That's like every time I tell my group, okay, when I say to do this, we're going to do this, they go, yes, my lord. Same thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, now you can have a guild leader or an FC leader or a raid leader who dresses like a chef. So then everyone can say, yes, chef. And that's very fun.
Chef.
And I love that for you. Yes, chef.
Maybe I should get my chef glam for Savage next week in a week and a half.
Yes, chef.
There you go.
Yes, chef.
Well, with that, we're going to go on into a very short post show because my cats are about to eat me instead of the food that they have been waiting about 2 hours to get. Cat unfed for 2 hours, end of the world. So thanks again, Jesse, for taking the time to join us. Enjoy the rest of your chill
Jesse.
week.
Thanks, guys.
Going into the new year. Wish you a happy new year as well. No, come on.
Oh, stop it. To both of you as well. I hope 2026 brings great things. Hold on, are you both going to FanFest?
Yes.
Is a pig's ass pork?
I'm not saying I'm already starting on it, but I am 100% going to invest money in making that plush Calyx cosplay. I want to roll up as a giant squirrel man or whatever the hell he's supposed to be.
Micah.
I'm doing it. It's happening. It's happening. So brace yourself. I am literally going to meet with a person and be like, all right, how much is it going to cost to make happen? Because I want to just roll up like that. And I don't want to say it's me. I'm just going to stand around and look depressed the entire time. And just walk up to people and just stand there. Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah, that thing is named Micah. It's in Final Fantasy IX, and there's also a Fate for it. The Super Fate in Living Memory is a very colorful version of Micah.
But was very happy. This is not that.
Yeah, this
like
one's miserable, so just make it frown. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And has like no color to boot.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing is exactly that one. And I'm going to be real creepy about it. I'm going to just randomly walk around the con floor and just it might not even be me in there. Who knows? It's going to be good stuff.
No, I'm happy. Anyway, perfect. Okay. So anyway, with that, we'll see you guys in the next show, Jesse. We'll see you next time. We hope you have a good one. Or we won't see you because maybe it won't be you in the costume. We have no idea.
Yeah, who knows?
All right. Thanks everyone.
Why am I here?
We're going to post show in like 10 seconds. Just be quiet so I can end the recording.